What's up, everybody? Sorry about the rough start. We're actually using a different streaming method go about things today. We're actually using Restream Studio Pro right now, and that allows me to bring in other people to the stream. So on the stream tonight, we've got Deckard and Dusty, and the one who doesn't have his camera working is Tor. If you guys
Howdy.
interacted with any of our technical support, Tor's just an OBS logo right now. So I got my my Ender 3 Pro here, all refreshed and working and printing, and now we're gonna break it again by trying to get Klipper running on it. So
it's not that bad.
I love how you have a peanut gallery of the most unqualified.
It's necessary.
Yeah, and for the record, this is just a little fun thing I'm doing. We have no intention of actually doing any sort of like support with this as a company. So I just want to make that very crystal clear.
This is just having fun.
Yeah, this is just having fun. So I'm switching over to my desktop here just so I can show. So I was told we should use Mainsail. So I got Mainsail OS. I'm going to download this or extract this. And I'm completely green. So this is the first time, aside from me chatting with the guys here briefly for like, I don't know what, the last 10, 15 minutes or so.
Dusty sent you the link for the time-lapse, yeah?
For the time-lapse? I did see that. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Switch to a different layout. Oh, wait, hang on. Maybe this layout? Oh, look at that. We're fancy.
And I think if you're getting into Mainsail, it should just be pre-configured on there.
Yeah, so I think the main thing is so I'm going to so I extracted this. I'm going to use the Lena Etcher. It's what I use to write images to files. You can see here it actually opens up right to the EasyPy image folder on my computer. I was originally going to use Octoprint, but I'm told that this is what all the cool kids are doing these days. They're not using Octoprint. So I have a 32 gig SD card. This is going to go ahead and image here. And then I'm going to pop this in. I've got a Pi 3B Plus, which is not the latest one, but not the oldest. That's just what was on this printer. And I have this all connected up here. So now this printer's basically got almost everything we sell on it. So we've got the NeoPixels. So we got the Easy Neos here. So I got 15 NeoPixels hooked up to here. We got the Easy ABL. We got our fan, the Tough Extruder, Tough Tube, filament sensor, Easy Out. There's an Easy Board V1.0. This is actually the first Easy Board ever produced from the retail batch, the very first one. So it's literally a 1.0. But it doesn't matter. It's gonna work. So you can see there, I've got my little Pi 3B Plus strapped to the side here. And then we got a 128/64 style display there, and that's what we're going to use. So I've got the board connected via USB to the Pi. I got my webcam plugged in here. This is also our EasyCam, and this is flashing to the card. So I know you guys, I know Tor, you've been messing with Klipper a little bit, right?
Yeah, on my S4 and S4 and my FL Sun.
Okay. What board and stuff are you using in there?
Our MKS S-Chanel that we had on the
32-bit one or the 8-bit?
32, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the V2.
Yeah,
okay,
the
so that's
V2
an LP. That's a 1769. It's the same processor. It's on the Easy Board here.
Yeah, I use that on the Delta, and on the S4 I have the Big Tree Tech Octopus.
Oh, you got the Delta. You for some reason like Deltas.
It's suffering. It's so much fun, and then it's like, oh yeah, this ends up being such a pain. Why did I do this to myself?
Yeah, I had one Delta, and I got rid of it. I sold it with a Pi and a webcam and everything attached to it, and like the old smoothie board. So this is how old it was. Marlin did not run on the 32-bit motherboards yet. So I was running SmoothieWare. I was running SmoothieWare.
Yeah.
Now, eventually they got Marlin working on those boards, but dear God, Smoothie was such a pain. But I sold that whole printer with the Pi and everything still attached to it for $100 because I just wanted to get rid of it.
Jeez,
So,
the Pi alone right now.
Right? Even a 3B. I saw some guy paid $75 for a 3B Plus.
I have Pi Locator up on my other monitor.
Are you just like watching them?
Yes.
We got some in. I think we've got like 9 or 10 Pi for 2 gigs for the Easy Pi kits, but we aren't selling the boards separate. We're only selling with the full kits.
Yeah.
I have an order I placed with Newark for 100 Pi 4 gig boards back in January. That says the ETA is May 2023 of when they're going to ship.
It makes me say it.
So the cool thing is with this is we can like pop up little chat things like that. Mr. Mark, Mr. Mpoff is saying what good evening. So I'm not drinking he's from Wisconsin. I'm not drinking Wisconsin beer. I'm drinking an Indiana beer. So I probably should have flashed this, but I wanted to show start to finish. So I have not touched Klipper since, like I was telling Dusty and them, I had not touched Klipper. Like Fluid and Mainsail did not exist. Klipper, you just ran on a Raspberry Pi. And it was only 8-bit board support, and they didn't even have, I'm going to call bullshit. I'm pretty sure this flash did not fail. Bolina does this to me all the time. I just popped the SD in and out. Yeah, it imaged it. So, like it's been a hot minute. So it looks like here, so they got SSH on here. So this looks like it's Raspbian. Looks like they're running Raspbian on here. Okay, so here, Mainsail SWPA supplicant. So here's the thing. I am not a peasant. I do not use Wi-Fi for my Pis, so we're not even going to configure this. We're just going to pop this in. I mean, I could run Wi-Fi, and I literally have an access point right above my head, but I'm better than that, okay? I'm better than you. I hardwire my stuff. I'm actually powering my Pi here. See this? These little guys? Power over Ethernet splitter. And for those that used to think I'm actually being a pretentious prick, it's called sarcasm. You can use the channel. All right, so I'm going to pop this in, and we're going to see what it does. Now, this Pi, I know, now on your normal network, you would have to figure out what IP address your stuff's running on. On this, I know for a fact that this is going to show up on .200 on my subnet. So the only thing is I can't, without I'm on this Pi, I can't see my activity lights. So we're just gonna go. Actually, see here from when Octoprint connected, you can see here my image sends the IP address. So I'm gonna see.
Isn't that the Big Tree Tech screen?
It is. It's literally, I updated the firmware and it's only in 128/64 mode because I didn't feel like walking out to the shop to get another Creality screen because the one that was on here had a bunch of missing lines of pixels from it getting banged around going to events. And I didn't feel like walking out there. I was like, whatever, I'm going to put this on here. I bought it. It's sitting in there. And then I was like, well, I can make it blue then. So
I only use
I
mine.
might take it off. I might take it off because like it doesn't always update. Like it's weird. Like I'll be moving stuff. Okay, so here. So I did a continuous ping, and here we go. It came online, so the image did work. Okay, Dusty, Tor. I'm assuming.
I'm still here too. I finally dug up all of my CFTs.
Do I just hit the IP? Do I just hit the IP? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take this off. Oh yeah. Take it off. Okay, so cannot connect to Moonring. So I'm assuming I got an SSH, or I should probably RTFM, shouldn't I? Let's see here. So RTFM. Okay, so here's let's see this. Okay, so I'll bring that up. So here's Mainsail OS. I'm kind of digging the music in the background.
I like lo-fi. It's really chill.
Yeah, so do I. All right, so let's see instructions. Okay, Mainsail OS. So it's RTFM. All right, so they said Raspberry Pi imager. I used Bolina Etcher. Flashing it, enabling SSH. That SSH was already on there, so instead of Y. Okay, so no big deal. Okay, so first boot. Power on the Pi, let it power up. Okay, so Klipper, Mainsail will not work until Mainsail config is included in Klipper's configuration file. Open Klipper's default printer.cfg in Mainsail's file manager located in settings machine. Okay, so
grab the printer config from the repo.
Klipper repo.
So there's already one for the easy board, yeah.
So
And I'm pretty sure it's set up for an Ender 3.
So I forked Klipper earlier, and I renamed it Easy Klipper.
Dear God, why?
Because why not?
Nothing
Easy
easier
board.
about
All right,
this.
so
though.
here we go. Easy board. Okay, so just in case anybody's watching, I'm using this 1.0 easy board. There's no difference firmware-wise between the easy board 1 and 1.2. Those were all just hardware PCB revisions, unlike other companies that like make hardware revisions and change things. They're all the same. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna here's the file. I'm just gonna put that here. So it says, yeah, let's go back here. So include mainsail.config in Clippers configure open Clippers default printer.config. I don't see
Yeah,
Clippers.
so basically you're going to make
Do I got
a
SSH
file
in
of
there?
that. And,
No.
Well, it's already updated. Look at all this. It's already. Let's
Yeah,
just update everything first.
No, just add a file on
Yeah.
the top right.
Hang on, we're gonna update, and I'm gonna get another beer. These are like 11%, I think.
Oh,
so
God,
it's gonna
why?
be great.
Jesus.
Hang on. Hey Google, how much alcohol percentage is in 3-fold zombie dust? Doesn't say on here.
Is my mic working?
Well,
Yeah,
here,
we can
make
hear
a make a
Okay, cool.
CFG and start
Hang on.
playing with that.
I gotta get more beer.
So he's got the.
I tried to bring up the CFGs with them. I mean, it took me like 10 minutes there of searching my computer to find all of my old CFGs, and just as we get to it, he has to go get another fucking beer.
I'm
So
right.
he's-
I'm back here. I
He's
have a
flashed
beer
the
fridge,
pie.
okay?
He's halfway here. We just need to flash the board,
Okay.
and then
So-
victory. Victory.
Oh yeah,
All
no,
right.
we haven't even started flashing the board on him yet.
Okay. Notepad++. Let's go ahead and open a Notepad++. Our text.
So you flashed
So
the
copy
pie,
this.
but
So I need to copy this, right? So here's my
Yes.
config. Okay,
All right,
this should
now.
all be pretty, right? Should all be pretty. I'm gonna do my max velocity. Where did I do it? Wait, what is that? Oh, that's 500 millimeters. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Max Z.
Oh, it's not steps per millimeter, by the way. It's,
What is it? Is it- no, no, no.
rotation something. You have to do a math problem.
Oh, well, I know it's Ender 3, so it's 80 steps per millimeter on X, Y, 400 on Z, and then I'm using a tough extruder, so it's 410 on E.
Yep, 84. Drinking is not a requirement to install Klipper. However, you will lose
Okay, here,
faith in
filament sensor
humanity
switch.
and
Okay, so I'm assuming whoever put this config together, I think this was a Pulo. I'm assuming that's going to be correct. So 127, that sounds right. All right, so actually, I'm just using this to edit this. So
Do you have a BL Touch in there?
do you think I have a
It's
BL
not
Touch,
enabled.
Justy?
Well, I see you have a BL Touch on the config.
Do you think I would use a BL Touch, Justy? I'm a
It's
little.
not
No,
enabled
I
on
know
this
you. I know you don't.
office. It's
Um,
stop.
Okay.
I've
Okay,
got
so-
the probe config for an easy ABL that I can send you. I'll do
Okay.
that now.
You can send it either in private
But
chat on
that's-
here or on Discord.
That's the right sensor pin. Pretty sure. So you still use that.
So pin 24. Where's the end stop? So I do have it connected to the end stop. Okay, kinematic Cartesian. We'll find out if this config file is correct. I think the Fallen or Pulo did this config file. Now we do actually have 2 fan pins on here. That's the thing. So we have a controller fan. Do they support controller fans?
Yes.
Okay, because I said there's a fan pin here. Now, here's the thing. If you're not sure what pins are set, like obviously, like we have our board in Marlin, so I can actually get the pin numbers by going to Marlin source code. So pins, so source pins, 1769 TH30 easy board. So here I can find these are all my pin numbers here in Marlin. I don't drink. Is that required to install Klipper? I would say yes. It probably is going to heavily help. Okay, so 206 is our layer fan, and then 122 is our hot end fan. So 206. Let's see. Split. Let me move to other view. So yeah, 2.6. Okay, so that's our layer fan. So 1.2.
And
So 1.22 is going to be the controller fan. Where are you guys sending me stuff on? I hear clicking and clicking.
If I can, I'm just gonna send you a bunch of text.
Okay, so Klipper config. All right, controller fan. Oh my god, I can't like copy the text on the restream chat. Hang on, I have the stream open. All right, so controller fan.
I'll just send it to you on Teams if it becomes an issue.
No, I have it here. You also forget about Telegram too.
Oh, Telegram, yeah.
All right, let's see if this update's finished. Nope. Oh no.
Oh yeah, you got time. There's been a lot of updates.
All right, first boot. All right, so basically we're going to prep our config file. So I need to put this at the top here of the config file. So this will be eventually what we put in to the website, the main sale website.
All right, Tim, I
private
sent
chat.
you a big little scroll of text there. The highlighted, well, I pointed to two very specific things there. I'm not sure if you can share that on stream. But under Stepper Z config, you want to change probe to Z underscore virtual underscore end stop.
Okay, I'm very.
And then you need to
okay,
set
and,
up
okay, end stop pin. Okay.
And then
So
the
we need to
min
change this
position.
to Z. So end stop pin. This needs to be that probe virtual Z end stop.
And then you need a separate section, open bracket, probe, close bracket, and the definitions, and that's where you'll set X offset.
Where are you
offset.
finding this info from?
This
The
is
configuration reference.
this is what I use for
Handed
my
down through
printer
generations.
Yeah,
Okay, hang on.
this is what
How
I use
I
for Easy ABL.
Do we have
Pro
Z
on
safe
my
homing
Tronc.
too? I'd like to do Z safe homing.
Yes, you can set
Yeah.
that up. How I set mine up, I just scroll through the configuration reference. I was like, yeah, I need this. Yeah, I need this. Yeah, I need this. Just pasted it in.
So this little guy that I'm looking at right here.
It's once again with Klipper, you use these brackets.
Yep, I see
This
that.
is what it is on my Tronc.
Okay, so here's probe. Okay, so I need to put. Now here's the thing. I need to look and see. So 126 is the Z end stop pin. So that's what I need to tell the probes on. We'll put this right here. So we're gonna do bracket.
That would be the probe section.
Bracket. Okay, bracket probe bracket. So pin would be P1.26, right?
Here's for my Tronc with that MKS. I
If
realized
it
it
helps,
got
I
cut
actually
off
have
earlier.
one with an easy board.
I mean, you can set me it. What is the speed? Is that in millimeters a second?
I believe so. Yeah.
Now, I don't need to measure the offsets because I know they're in. I'm gonna save this here. Let me just save this to my documents here. So, Tim's E3 Pro Klipper. So I save it. All right, so I need to figure out what the offsets are, and I know they're in my Marlin firmware. So, under 3
Negative
OEM.
44.
Negative 44, negative 10. So this is our X and our Y. So
It's almost as if I know that offset by heart right now.
okay, I'm assuming is this the same as in Marlin where left is if it's the left of the nozzle,
Yes.
it's negative, and
Yeah,
front
the
it's
same.
negative. Okay. So Z offset, I'm gonna just tell this 0 because I'm assuming you set that. Do they have a Z offset like kind of in EEPROM like
Yes.
Marlin has?
Yep.
So do you even put this in here as 0 or no?
I sent.
There's-
Look in the private chat. I sent
Yeah, I see
you
that.
all the definitions. The Z offset. at
Okay,
the
Dusty's
bottom
got Dusty's got. I was gonna ask if the pin's gonna be inverted because it's normally open.
there. Yeah,
Okay,
it can,
so
and all you have to
this
do
is
is
this
add in-
reminds me of Smoothie.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Smoothie work. This is how Smoothie would set up. I'm getting like
The weird
like-
thing with the Z offset in Klipper is that like a positive value actually means a negative value. That was one thing that took a little bit of getting used to on the offset.
Okay, so this is the basics. So I told it up here that my end. So it's weird that the end stop is linked under the stepper. It's weird.
Well, that's just telling it to like.
Yeah, you would think there'd be a separate end stop section, but I'm just learning this. Okay, so end stop pin would be the virtual end stop.
And that's
then
why
we've
you
got the
open
end
up a
stop
new
pin.
probe section, like.
Yeah. So I have the probe section here.
So add another line that is z_offset equals.
Oh, it's an equals. Am I reading this wrong?
Like.
What?
An
Well, what
equals?
when you
I'm showing you the
adjust your Z
documentation
offset,
there. It
it'll
says,
override.
should I
it.
just not have a Z offset in here?
Yes.
Just
Correct.
leave it just like that? You
You'll
guys
just
can
set your
see
Z
my
offset later.
screen, right? Okay, so Z safe home. Okay, I want to look at their documentation. So I see your example, Deckard. So I do want, we're gonna get rid of this. We don't need the BL touch. So Z safe home, home XY. So you have to specify the Z safe home position.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the ender, oh god. So it's an ender 3, I want a dead center, so 235 divided by 2, so 117. 0.5 technically. Now, does this Z-safe home position take into account like Marlin where the probe is going to be
No, you
at the
have
center,
to,
or is this nozzle?
It's
That's
position?
nozzle.
Okay, so I have to account for this. If I want to home the probe in the center, so I want to add negative 44 to 117 point. So this would be 107.5, and then 117.5 minus 44 would be 73.5 on X. Okay. And then
Z hop would be the positioning, like our 5mm.
yeah, I'm going to set that to the same. So 5, and then speed, I'm going to do 15. Because I got the Pro on here, it'll handle it. Z-hop speed.
No, Z hop speed is going to be
At which the Z-axis is lifted. Okay, we'll just do it at 15 as well, that's fine. All right. So Z-safe homing, all right.
that's
So we got
50
Z-safe homing, we got the probe.
Second.
Now, we also have, so filament sensor, is this all we need for the filament sensor? Just tell it's on 127.
Change the speed. That's
Yeah, 127 is for filament sensor. Change what speed? So I got 15 millimeter a second for the homing speed. Oh, this is
That's
the
not
tool
Z.
head. This is
Yeah.
the tool head speed. Okay, I see what you're
That's
saying.
not Z.
Tool. I get it now. Thank you. Okay, so we need controller fan and neopixels.
I actually haven't set up NeoPixels yet. I was gonna
Well,
do the.
we're going to. I have literally every upgrade on this printer that we sell for it. Like, no joke.
Well, I need to start doing
Oh,
it.
hi,
'cause I'm about to
Blasto.
add the,
How's it going?
Afterburner or stealth burner on my S4.
I put the red squirrel on this one. I like the red squirrel. It's very simple. It works. Okay, so switch your docks. Control F fan. Print cooling fan. We already have that. Controller fan. Controller fan. Okay, one may define any number of sections. A controller fan is a fan is enabled when a heater associated stepper driver is active. A fan will stop whenever I will turn on. Okay. So do I need to call it? Can I just call it controller fan? Or do I have to have like my controller fan?
You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
controller
matter, as long as
fan.
the pins.
Yeah,
Can I just do controller fan? Or do you have to have a name?
I believe you do have to have a name for it.
How dare you?
Okay, so that pin is gonna be. I don't think this is. I think it's in here. 122 sounds correct, but I can look actually reference. So this is why like like I'm literally cross-referencing pin definitions with Marlin because all of our board pin definitions are in Marlin. Like it's not like it's a super secret. We're not going to tell you. Shh. All in here. So use controller facing.
Well, I think like the
122. So
dealing with
122. So
Klipper and pins is, basically just baby's first
P1
actual having to deal with pins. Like, Marlin,
I
that's
know,
all
right?
taken care of for you. So
okay, so fan speed. We want fan speed 1.0. Idle timeout. I'm gonna just set these exactly how we have them in Marlin, which is 60 seconds. Idle speed will be 0. And then, okay, so we have to tell it now which heaters and steppers we want.
I'm pretty sure if none are defined, it will default to.
Wait, the default heater is extruder. The default stepper is all of them.
Tim, I'm gonna forward you my basic CFGs that I'm using on my.
I mean, we could always screw with this and see if it works. Let me check.
Yeah, building a CFG from scratch is fun.
Yeah.
This is the part that I was having fun with.
Okay, let's see. Full update complete.
It's gonna give you errors and whatnot.
Okay. So we're up to date.
Okay.
So I mean, are we pretty? The last thing we have is NeoPixels on the printer config, right? I think we're pretty good on the controller fan, right? I can just leave this. Let's just see what happens. Okay. So I'm gonna call this fan 2, fan _2, because that's the header name. So the ooh fan. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So let's see. Let's search pixel. NeoPixel. All right, so we're gonna call this. All right, so let's just do this. So we're gonna call this I'm gonna call this the Easy Neo 220 because that's what these are. And we're gonna tell it what pin it is, and to figure that out, I don't know if this is. No, it's not in here. It's in the actual configuration.h file. Board configs. TH30 Easy Board firmware Marlin config H. What is it? And somebody asked me, like, you don't know these off the top of your head? It's like, no, there's so much shit in my head.
Right? It's like, do you know how much I have to remember?
003. Okay, so I'm assuming this will be P0.3 then, in Klipper speak. P0.3. Or 0.03.
I would say 03 looks better.
I'm looking to see examples, so there's...
No, just 0.3.
0.3? See, that makes no sense. That's kind of confusing. 0.03 would make sense, but we'll find out. Whatever. All right. So chain count, that's the default is 1. How many are your daisy chains? So our Easy Neo 220s have 15, so we're going to get 15 pixels. Set the pixel order required by hardware using a string containing letters GRB. I can't. Oh, let's see. I know it's in Marlin. They are GRB pixels. So color order GRB, and then the initial. I would just want them to be full blast white. So I'm assuming 1.0.
Tim, I just realized there is a missed opportunity to open this stream with the Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme and a opener that says "The gang crashes Klipper."
That would have been good.
Oh my god. I mean, I feel like this is most of it. So we got our controller fan, we got our NeoPixels, we got our Z-Safe homing, we got our probe. Let's just send it. I put the mainsail config. Is that correct up here? Said to put it up here?
Yes. I mean, it can be anywhere in the config, but...
Okay, so I'm going to copy this, and we're going to go back to here, and you said make a new file? Create file?
Printer.cfg.
Okay. I'm going to open it and paste all this shit in here, right?
Save and restart.
Oh, option Z offset in section pro must be defined. Okay. So I'm gonna
Didn't we
set it to
define it,
0.
just not set anything other than 0?
No, I didn't define it. Z offset 0. All right. Option position end stop is not valid in section stepper Z. Okay.
It's supposed to be probe virtual end stop here.
For both, for the end stop pin and the position end stop?
Z underscore virtual underscore end stop.
Oh yeah, that's right. Position end stop.
It's saying the position end stop is so.
So what you have is position max and position min.
Delete position end stop.
Okay. I didn't realize that. So position max would be 250. Position max. I gotta set this up to 235. Why would what kind of printer were people? Whoever made this config, what kind of printer were they setting this on?
CR10?
No, 350 on a CR10.
Oh, 350. Wait, yeah. What were they using that on?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, so I'm gonna just copy this and paste this in here so I have a backup of this. All right, so I guess now we gotta flash the board, right? Because it's still running Marlin.
Correcto mundo.
So what do we do now? I go. Hang on, let's go first boot. Okay, so.
Well, now it's the fun
putty.
part. Now we get to
SSH.
flash the board as an MCU.
So now I have to connect it over SSH.
Correct.
Right.
RTFM.
All right. Raspberry? Okay. Okay, so we want to do CD Klipper config and then nano printer config. Wait, we already did that. We did that in the thing. Okay, so next step.
Is that all it gives you?
That's all. Are you kidding me?
Wait,
That's
no,
fine.
you're supposed to be. That's main cell. You're supposed to be following the Klipper.
Before
setup.
progressing to
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
step, you ensure that you have.
Go to
Oh
the
wait, this
general
isn't the
Klipper
main
3D
sale.
org.
This isn't the main sale OS.
That's just for installing main cell. Go to the Klipper.
This is
setup.
their preset. Okay, so now see, this is okay.
You're on the wrong
All right.
site, bud.
God damn it! All right, so let's see.
CD Klipper make
Okay,
menu
so
config.
I know we got a
To answer the
microcontroller.
super chat,
So LPC,
we're
right?
hurting cats. That's how
Pretty
it
Okay,
goes.
so LPC, I'm assuming, right? Target is a 1769. We do have the Smoothie bootloader on there. Our board uses Smoothie bootloader. Communication interface. Okay, so
A lot of that stuff
USB.
remains the same. Yeah.
okay, so what's extra? No, we don't need any of that. Okay, so I'm gonna set all this stuff. And space, enter to save. Q prompts for save.
Hey,
Yes.
Paladin.
Okay. So we told it what we have. Now we need to.
Make.
Oh, we got to determine the serial port. Okay, so there we go. So, well, it's a Marlin USB device. Oh, make. I skipped a step.
Just like some of our customers, skipping steps.
And after this, if I recall correctly, you're gonna want to FTP into the Pi and dig out
Grab the
that,
firmware pin.
Yeah.
I use WinSCP.
I have FileZilla on here. Actually, I might have WinSCP. Okay, so I need a micro. Now, it can't pop. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna pop the SD in my computer. So now I gotta get that file out of there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I don't have WinSCP. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be the same. Is like it's cool, but I feel like we're probably not gonna see the benefits of Klipper. Like it's cool, but
Well, what do you have? Do you ever mess with linear advance?
it never did anything for me.
No, but so Klipper has an implementation called pressure advance, and it. And
Okay,
for
so
me,
let's say, hang on. I'm FTP'd in, so it's gonna be in. Where's it
Pressure
gonna be on
advance is so
Klipper?
easy to set
Is
up,
it
though.
Klipper
Yeah.
out,
out, and then the
Klipper. So this is my firmware.bin equivalent. This
Yes.
Klipper.bin. Okay.
Correct.
So where's my? Is it F or G? Is it G? G for gangsta.
and then rename it.
You want me to rename it? I gotta rename it. This is entirely too much work. All right, firmware.bin, and I'm gonna not safely eject my card. I'm a rebel. All right, let's flash this. Let's see what happens.
All right, time to file a charge back.
Try to charge back those TH3D cocksuckers.
It's too hard filing charge back.
Tim's such an asshole. I mean, I'm assuming it took the firmware. There's nothing on the screen right now.
So there's a chance that it should just change the .bin to the .cur, and you'll know that it's taken.
Well, I can tell because there's nothing on the screen. It definitely took the firmware. Yeah, there's no way it didn't take the firmware. All right, so let's switch back over to the computer here. Let me pop the SD in. Yeah, because there should have been something on the screen at this point. Yeah, so it did take its occur. All right, so what do I do? Firmware, just restart?
Yep.
Oh wait, there was a thing about the USB. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it did. So I need to copy this.
Into the
paste this.
printer.cft.
This is so fucking complicated. This is terrible. This is not very user fucking friendly.
No, it's not, but it's fun to play with.
Holy shit. Oh, NeoPixel's turned on. The lights are on the printer. I have no LCD though.
Yeah, you're connected, but
Okay, I have no LCD.
end stop check.
Is there M119?
No, go back to machine.
Hang on.
Well,
I'm
you can
here.
M119.
But go back to machine.
Okay, X is triggered when
Great.
pressed.
Tim, go
Why?
to the machine tab.
Oh, is there a thing?
And stop. Tells you all of them.
Oh, but I have to like refresh it though.
God damn it.
Okay. So
Yeah, but you can test them all at the same time.
I don't have free hands.
You must unlearn what you have learned. Flow like water.
Hang on. See, I gotta like push on the axes. Okay, X, Y. I'm pressing on Z. Okay, wait, Z and probe. Okay, untouching the easy AVL. Okay, so those are all working.
See, the Z end stop and the probe, that fucked
They're
me
the
up.
same. They're the same.
Yeah,
So if I'm touching the probe.
but the
I'm
fact
assuming
that
that's
it's
just setting
showing
console.
both.
Yeah, this is just setting console commands. That's all this is doing. I was doing M119. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so let's see what I'm gonna move my axes to their like center positions.
But there's new ways to do it.
Hang on. All right, move X1. Oh, you have to home it first?
Safety first.
Oh, it's going the wrong direction.
Okay, so go into the printer CFG.
I just unplugged the
Oh my-
USB.
Tim.
But it's very easy to switch that. It's just using,
Yep, I'm assuming you go into machine printer config. So it's going very slow too. So I'm assuming the steps per millimeter off.
So direction pin on the axis that was going.
Just put
in
like
reverse.
a bang in front of it, like an exclamation
shift
point.
Shift 6.
Oh, so it's the little carrot.
Yeah.
Okay. What's rotation distance? Is this how do you convert that? I'm
Rotation
assuming
is steps. It's like E steps. X
steps per millimeter.
Yep.
It's not-
There's a
Okay,
whole
so-
formula
so this-
for it that they
Wait.
provide.
It's not just. Hang on. This is so.
Rotation distance is 40. Or it should be.
That's what was in here, but it was going super slow.
Yeah, you moved 1 millimeter, didn't you?
No, I moved 10.
Oh.
Yeah, it should be 40.
All right, so let's see. There's still nothing on the screen, so that's not working.
Pretty sure you have to set up a screen config.
Okay, hang on.
I use Klipper screen to find.
Reload the config and restart the host software. Okay. Hang on. Wait. Printer
Why is there
config,
still
save and
RAM wrap
restart.
on a 5 kilogram roll?
I'm trying to reconnect to the board. When all else fails, try turning it off and on again.
Actually, Brent Miller is correct. It's an exclamation point.
Okay, that's what I thought because it reminds me of Smoothie. Smoothie, I think, was exclamation point. Okay, so save and restart.
Where the hell did I get the fucking carrot from then?
That's inverting something else. I forgot what.
Okay, all right. So the only end stops are working. Dashboard. All right. So I want a home X. No, it's still going the wrong way.
Did you save in?
Yeah, I did. So X stepper. Oh, wait, I swear to God, I put an exclamation point in front of it. Oh, that was Y. Damn it.
Both X and Y should have exclamation point.
Okay,
in
for the
front of
direction.
pin. Yeah.
Okay. Let me save and restart then. All right, let's try. Let me pop in my other camera here on OBS just since so we have it. Arm cam 2. Oh wait, main screen. Hang on. Do video capture device, arm cam 2, so we can get simultaneous shots of what I'm doing versus what the printer's doing here. How's that? Look at that. Super uber ultra pro streamer. Hang on, let me show some cleavage. Can I get more subs?
Yeah, get a hot tub in there. You know, maybe
hot tub
start
meta.
streaming other people's content.
Okay, so dashboard. All right, let's see. Let's home X. Oh my God! This is slower than a
what is the
BL
safe
touch.
homing speed set at?
50?
No, 15. Didn't you?
No, it's 50. Speed 50. 50. But that's for X. That's not the same. We're not safe homing. We're just homing X.
Mine is so much faster than that. I don't know what you fucked up.
Something is out here.
Okay, so X homed. They definitely stole a lot of the interface from Duet. Okay, I'm homing Y now.
Okay, so you can add...
there it is. It's the feed rate, isn't it?
No, it's a definition
okay,
called
so
homing speed.
My fan down here is working. My controller fan is working.
Under stepper Y and stepper X, you can add definition homing speed.
Oh, no, that's
okay, hang on. Stepper Y and stepper X?
Yeah.
Hang on.
It should not be that slow either way. I'm not sure.
No, it should be at least like 30. That's like
wait, so okay, here's
10.
stepper. You said it's under stepper? Okay, homing speed is velocity max millimeters a second. Default is 5.
Yeah.
Why? I think I home at 50? Remo, you're not going outside. Lay down. Alright, let's see. Save and restart. I see why it's beneficial to be able to update your config without recompiling because this takes forever.
Yeah,
right.
You get a lot done in a short amount of time.
No, I'm saying like this takes forever. Okay, there we go. Why does it every time I home it raises a Z up 5 every single time? That's a terrible design. Every single time you home and access it moves a Z up 5.
I don't think
That's stupid.
Here, one sec.
Okay, I'm gonna tell it to home Z. What the hell is it doing? Why is it over here? Okay, so I think I think you guys were wrong. I think it does take the probe offsets into account when Z-Safe homing is enabled. Because it's way off.
Oh yeah, you're not even on the bed, or you're barely on the bed.
Well, barely on the bed. All right, let's save and restart. So I'm gonna set the speed to. I'm gonna set the 80.
No, something's messed up in your config. Mine set to 200 on the S4 and it homes the nozzle dead center.
Well, it's homing. I think.
Yeah, it's in safe homing.
I think you fucked up your map.
I think you're right. I'm thinking. I think I needed to add. So if I want the sensor to home in the center, it's actually I was subtracting it. So I need to add 44 to this. Because my offset is 44, so I need to add 44 to 117.5. So, oh god.
Like you just see it.
Like so 161.5. This is not user friendly at all, and there's really no way. Like I'm thinking, like how could I like make this easier for people? There's really no way to automate it like I do with Marlin.
It's easy if you're on the level of modding and doing all of that stuff on the regular.
If your autism levels are high enough.
Yeah,
Exactly. Get through the initial hump of the initial setup and whatnot. Then the tinkering is a bit easier, but yeah, the initial...
Okay, let's see. Is that work? Yep, we're center now. Okay.
Now, Tim, imagine all this, but on
we are
a
definitely not. We are definitely not officially supporting Klipper anytime soon.
Oh,
this
no.
is way too fucking much. Holy shit.
This is a tinkerer's
Holy
firmware.
shit. This is a tinkerer's firmware. Dear God.
Yeah,
The only way I could
probe's
see
in
this
the center
ever.
now.
Yeah, my probe is in the center. Okay, but my LCD is not working. What do I got? I saw there was a note in the printer config.
I've got
Say
that.
the sample-LCD can file for definitions of common LCD displays.
Yeah, you have to include a LCD config.
What are you barking at, you idiot? There's no one here. There better not be anyone here. It's 11:30.
You know, the Klipper LCD displays are so ugly that
Klipper screen.
yeah, you're not going to want it anyways, to be honest.
I have it. I want to be able to switch back and forth between Marlin when I get tired of this. Okay, so 7920. Yeah, so this is the style. So I need to give it a CS clock and SID pin.
I think some of that should already be set up.
I'm surprised whoever put this config together didn't put that in already.
Right?
Yeah, okay, so God, this is
I'm going to check the V2 board.
one of the main reasons I wanted to dig into this is so I can understand just how complicated of a setup it is to decide if I wanted to do anything with it. And after just this short experience, the answer is no. We are fucking not doing anything with Klipper officially as a company.
I
hell
posted
no.
I posted some information in the
Wait, I
Restream.
can just open.
If you want to mess with Klipper, you have to have some back knowledge of what you want
Yeah,
to do.
this is not.
While it's a
The
cool
problem is
firmware-
you got all these people on YouTube that make it seem like it's super easy, and it's not.
It's
it
not
just
super
isn't.
easy. And
It's not easy. Now here's the thing
it
too.
constantly updates,
Oh, so
too.
so here's the other thing too. Is there no SD printing on here?
No, I don't think so.
no.
So
You-
it lacks
you need
basic
to have-
functionality that Marlin has.
Yeah, you
So
have to
to
have
do it through. I mean, not that I
connected
use
to your
SD.
network.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not that. So you literally the SD slot on this board is completely useless with Klipper. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Okay, so.
Well, it would
referencing
have
here-
to pull the SD card contents from the board over
so
to Pi.
yeah, we are not doing
Process
anything
them,
officially.
send
We're
them
not
back to the
no, we're
board.
not doing anything officially with Klipper as a company. This is way too complicated. This is not a user-friendly firmware. And Marlin is not super user-friendly, but there's really no way other than literally building a config for everybody's freaking printers like setups, which we're not doing. There's no way in
That's
hell.
the thing, is that it's
Because
great
everybody's
if
stuff varies.
you want to
Jesus
dive
Christ.
deep into that level of tinkering with things, but like
Yeah, Klipper
just
is
getting
the tinkering man's firmware.
This is for
And there
people
is
who get a
merit in
kick out
that,
of messing
like-
with this kind of stuff.
Okay, so I think D4 would be the CS pin. So these don't cross-reference at all with Marlin. So we've got the
I sent you pin information
RSEN.
in Restream.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, output pin beeper. Okay, so beeper is 10, so it's 131, which is EXP11. Okay, EXP. Okay, so that's correct. Okay, so you have this working on a printer already?
No, I don't know that it works. This
Well,
was
let's see.
what is in the v2.0 config.
I
Okay,
think
then
it
it
was-
should be the
the
same
pins
pin
aren't-
numbers then. It should be the same pin numbers then.
Yeah, it
because
should be
even
the
though they're-
same.
Like the EXP
Wait,
pins, the aliases. I don't have anything on my screen though.
I thought the pins would be different for between the boards.
Well, no, because we're using pin aliases. So we've got encoder pins on pin 6. So pin EXP0 pin 6 is 325. According to the alias here, it's 01.5. These are not correct, I don't think. So I've got pin 1. Oh, these are inverted versus what the Marlin reference is. God damn it.
See, this is why I went with the fancy touchscreen.
So basically 1 is 10 on here, so 131. And then EXP2 is 130, which is 9, so it's inverted versus what Marlin references on here. So the beeper is on 131, which is EXP11. Okay, that's correct. So the CS pin, EXP17, which is 016, which is 4, which is RS. EXP1_6 is 015, which is D4, and then SID pin is EXP18, which is P018, which is, okay, so this looks correct. And then we've got encoder on pins 325, 326, and 130. So 325, okay, 13 is 326, that's correct. And then ENC, that's a button press 9, which is 130. Click pin. Okay, so these do look correct. All right, so yeah, there's no way an newbie is going to be able to figure this out. No way in hell.
No.
Not even a little bit.
well,
Anybody who
it's
tells a
the
new person to
people
do this
who
is
just
anybody
want
who
to
tells
print.
a new person to do this is a fucking idiot. You can clip this out and quote me. Anybody who tells a new person to 3D printing install Klipper on the printer, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
This is-
and people wanted to run Klipper like on an
Okay, so when I hit
production
when
level
I hit printer config and I hit save and restart, did this just send that config to my printer board?
Mhm.
Yep.
So I should have an LCD output. I don't have any LCD output. Let me try bouncing the board. See if we got anything on the screen.
What is the BTT board?
It's just a 128.
128.
It's a 12864. It's just a 12864. That's all it is. Yeah, this is like if I wasn't doing this for the video, I've been like, I'm just gonna use Marlin. Now here's the thing, it says emulated. Figuring out emulated display. Let me see, maybe I need to tell it's an emulated ST7960. I mean, Marlin, it doesn't care, like, it is technically an emulated. I could go get a Creality screen. But let's see, maybe there's some
Wait, you
timing
don't have one on
differences.
your desk already?
I have a bunch of them, but I put this on here because the screen that was on here was broken. And this is the only screen I had that fit. Wait, SPI software pin, MISO pin. Okay. No, this shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to use the emulated because the way that TFT works is it takes the same command. So if the firmware has no freaking idea, and well, here let's test this. I have a testing. I have a screen. I was building this printer to use as is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hang on, let me.
Say, Tim, does this new streaming server here have the option of like doing call-ins? Or is that stuff that we'd have to do like through Discord or something?
So the LCD is just beeping. I have a regular LCD connector. Let me see if it stops. Oh, hang on. Oh, well, apparently the Big Tree Tech screen doesn't like. Apparently the Big Tree Tech screen doesn't work with the with Klipper. I mean,
try emulated. See if that does it. Yeah, it's super basic.
I mean that's fine. But here's my thing. If this screen is it's taking those pulses that Marlin sends to it. Marlin has no idea that this is an emulated screen. That was the whole point of it. Like, I mean, I'll switch it out. I don't give a shit. I'll go get a screen from the shop. But like with the easy board, like with the Marlin, I just put it on here and it works, regardless of it's the you need to clear the pins. The screen is used. Well, yeah. Well, y'all people.
Marlin, it just works.
Did you get config for your easy out?
Yeah, it says it's working.
Okay.
It detected something. All right. Well, let's just tell it's an emulated 70. I guess maybe that's what that is. There is for screens like this. I'm just gonna comment these out.
Yeah, because I know they have these Big Tree Tech screens working.
Yeah, but like,
I've seen them on Boron machines.
of course you did.
Maybe after the gender.
So I'm
3
assuming
P10.
this would be the clock. And we'll try it out. We'll just throw it to the wall to see what sticks. See if I get lucky on the first try. EN pin in section display must be specified. We only have 3 pins to drive the display. Wait, hang on. The EN pin corresponds to the CS pin. Oh, EN pin corresponds to the CS pin. Okay, I missed that. Software clock corresponds to S clock. Okay. So I did guess that right. MOSI corresponds to the SID pin. Oh, I guessed it right. And MISO needs to be set to an unused pin to the printer main board as there's no MISO pin, but the software SPI. Okay, so I don't know. Let's set it to EXP19. Let's see if that's like a voltage pin. Let's see if that works. God damn it. It got me. It needs to be set to an unused pin.
There's a way to multiple
hang on.
pins.
There's a pin on the programming header. That we're not using. That I can tell
What
it
if
to
your
use.
board doesn't have an unused pin?
Yeah, well then I guess you're just SOL. So we've got TX0. Oh damn it! I have to find. I gotta find the schematic for that. That's the only pin we don't have. So I think the RX pin is what we're using for the NeoPixels, and we got this other TX pin. Hang on. I don't even know if I have the schematic anymore. Let me see. The only reason we don't share the schematics is because China exists. Nice try, China. They love open source because it means they don't have to do R&D.
Yeah, Clomco mounts.
All right, I found it. Hang on. Where's my serial header? So LCD and serial RX 0/1, TX 0/1. What pins are those of the CPU? RX 0/1, TX 0/1.
Hey, dear.
So
This is
0,
free, easy
0,
board,
2,
or
0, 2
V1.
is free. So P02 is free.
The very first easy board is what it's going on.
P0.2. All right, there should be nothing using P0.2. Oh, all right, let's do that. So you just have to like give it like why can't you just tell it that there is no? Oh, hey, look it. There we go.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's so fucking stupid. Why can't you just set it like in Marlin? If you don't want to define a pin, you do -1 for the pin. That's so fucking stupid.
I'm sure there's
Absolutely fucking stupid.
I'm sure there has to be a way to like.
Okay, well it works.
Fine.
Point is, it works. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's go and test basic functionality. So let's home all.
Hey, look at that. Oh, it's so speedy.
Except it doesn't home both at the same time. Marlin does it.
Your mom homes both at the same time, too.
Is there a way to increase the fucking speed? That's really slow.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Okay.
Homing speed. Homing underscored speed. And then set your
Okay,
speed.
printer config. Oh wait, hang on. Let me set my webcam. What's webcam? Oh, so this is literally the same thing as it's Octoprint. So they literally just copied Octoprint's stuff. This is literally Octoprint.
Yeah.
Same config.
Tim, set your homing speed for each axis.
A USB. Where does the camera even show up?
You have to enable it in the config.
Webcams. Add webcam. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Oh, you know why I probably look like ass is because I need to like reboot it because it's definitely like. I mean, it works, but it's I don't think it's 1080. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, but the EasyCam works with. Hey, EasyCam is now Klipper compatible.
But that's the thing is that like
Oh, I could have told you that.
this is where some of this
Let's see,
Clipper
240.
stuff
Let's see.
does
Wait,
actually.
temperature. Wait, why is my max temp for the extruder 210?
What do you mean?
Why?
It's not the max at 210.
Here,
What?
240. Temperature too high for extruder. Max is 210. I'm assuming that's a setting in here.
Probably in your heater.
Max temp 210. We're gonna do 290.
Who set up that config?
I have no idea.
That is the V1 config?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone should just get rid of that and just, even if it's V1, you should just use the V2 config because it's way more up to date.
I think
No, the
Fallen
V2.
I think Fallen did the V1 config, and I think Apollo did the or Fallen did the V1 config, and Apollo did the there we go. And Apollo did the V2. All right, so let's see. All right, home all. That's so dumb that the LCD doesn't work unless you specify an emulated one. Like Marlin doesn't care if you have an emulated 12864 or an actual 12864. They don't give a single shit. All right, so what else? I mean, is there like a LED control in here so I can test? Let's test the fan. Oh yeah, that's chooching. Filament sensor detected. Okay, so you can enable it or disable it, but it says it's detected.
You might need to. Well, is there a filament in there?
The vapor works. Okay, so what else do we need? I mean, we got all the basic stuff working. If I do
Run
like
a
a G,
mesh.
if I do a G29, does do G29 just like
Nope.
everything else?
Nope.
No, of course not. Of course not. We can't have
Uh,
standard G code commands like every other firmware. We got to be fucking special.
You can put it in there if you want. I can actually send you a macro to make G29
Oh,
thing.
so
Not
they
this.
literally are copying rep rap. They're copying rep rap. You have to have a fucking macro.
Yeah.
Like
No.
Add that to your.
I already sent you a CFG on macros there.
oh no command G29. God forbid we support standard G code commands. This is just angering me even more. Where'd you send me stuff?
The private chat.
I sent you directly over Discord.
Oh, temp sensor. So you want me? Oh, okay. You want me to give me MCU temp? Oh, so is there a temp sensor on our board?
There might be.
Is that to go in the printer config or the main cell config?
Printer config.
The pi temp sensor pi.
Both of those are in my printer config. It'll work.
Okay. Well, let's see. Min temp. Well, we're gonna make it 0.
So one of the
What if it's out in
special
the cold?
things.
What if
with
it's in
Clipper
Canada?
Cam-
Okay. What if it's in Canada and like it's
Well,
super
hey,
cold?
why don't you ask the Canadian?
Oh, MCU temperature is not supported on LPC 1769 Tor. I was gonna say I didn't think those chips had a temperature sensor.
Well, now you can know your pi temp at least. So get a dig.
ooh, whoop-de-doo.
So, Tim, one of the beautiful things about this whole Clipper thing here is you can add an extra line into your printer CFG and then start a new CFG called macros, and that's where you put all of your macros.
They should have basic functionality just in there.
This is a Tinker's firmware.
I know. I mean, it's neat, but dear God, if anybody next time if they're asking me about Clipper, I'm like, how long have you been printing for? Oh, 6 months? No, don't touch it. All right, that's beer number 2. All right, so what else do we got? So we got the NeoPixels working. How the hell do you control the NeoPixels? Like, is there anything on here? Do we have to enable that now, even though they're like
Hey Tim,
what?
macros.
Okay. Where did you guys send me? Okay, there's private chat. Decker, did you send me stuff on Discord?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Direct message.
Oh dear God.
Yes.
Printer.config, client.config. What?
So as
Macros
I said
config.
just a minute ago, you can add an additional line to your printer CFG to allow you the ability to add a entirely
stuff
new
that Marlin does out of
macro
box?
CFG.
to do
So
stuff that
that's where you
Marlin
can
does
put
out of
all
the
of your
box.
macros if you want to keep your macros separate from your basic printer CFG. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of these you have to set up yourself.
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so G29, that does one home, all, get bed mesh, move nozzle to corner so it doesn't ooze on the bed while heating up. Okay, so the code, so if I type in bed mesh calibrate, nope, that doesn't do it. Is there a button on here that does like the mesh calibration?
There should be. Do you have your mesh set up in the config?
I told it I have a probe. You guys were here when this occurred.
You need to add bed mesh to your config.
Okay, oh, there's more. There's more. But wait, there's more. There's more goddamn settings.
Go to the
Holy shit.
configuration reference and look up.
You know, I don't
bed
care if
mesh.
people are like, oh my god, you don't have to recompile your firmware for Klipper. I could have had Marlin set up from scratch in like 30 minutes.
Hey Tim, I'm gonna send you
Holy
mine.
shit.
You're just gonna have to change the values.
Oh, so you have to manually tell it where you're probing. It just can't figure it out because Marlin just figures it all out. Dear God. This is like firmware for masochists.
Yes, sir.
Dusty, just send me that on Discord. The private chat. I'm not going to build a Varen just to shit on stuff. If I wanted to throw away money, I would call it my ex-wife. No, this is literally for people who have nothing but time and no significant others. Because...
What? Why do you think I
tippers.
put it on the S4?
Like, exactly. You are the optimal candidate. I'm sorry, but I have a girlfriend. I mean, it's neat that this worked, but this is not. Oh my god. Okay, the minimum XY coordinate for the mesh for rectangular beds. Okay, so this coordinate's also relative to the probe's location. So it can't even take into account the probe.
Why does it need to when you can?
No, but I don't want to do all this fucking math. Why can't you just tell it? Like, okay, in my Marlin config, and Marlin even has this, even without my fancy ass like config. Look at, we tell it, hey, how far from the edge of the bed do we want to stay? I tell it 35, and even if the offsets are greater than this value, it's smart enough to know not to go past that boundary. This is.
But this is Klipper. This isn't Marlin.
No. Next
They don't
time,
have
the
Spot.
next, you know what? The next time I do a live stream, someone asks when we're going to support Klipper. I'm just hiding them from the channel. Go to Klipper's Discord and ask them for help because this is nuts. This is absolutely just needlessly complicated. Why is this not like? Why is this not? Can't you just tell it, hey, I want a minimum of 35 from the edge, or the closest you can get from the edge of the bed is 35 millimeters, and then it just figures it all out based on the offsets and the bed size. That's what Marlin does. It's a basic thing.
Well, they don't have Scott to program
This is
all
like
that
this is like rep like this is like a duet firmware for poor people. Like like, but at least duet stuff actually kind of makes sense.
Well, no.
Like-
Most of the people running this firmware are running it on like $800-900 machines.
Yeah, and then they have $30 Big Tree Tech boards that burn up in 6 months. Because priorities. Okay, so
I said they weren't.
okay, so the Mesh Min and the Mesh Max.
I didn't call them smart. I'm just saying they're not.
Okay, so we want to have. So I want my Mesh Min would be. I'm assuming the front, right? That'd be front. Is this the front? Right, must be the first point probe nearest to the origin. Okay, so that I'm assuming origin being 0, 0. So that
Yes.
would be. Why is this a negative value, Dusty?
Because it's relative to the probe, not the nozzle. So if your probe is at 40, so my probe's
It's
at
negative
47.
44. Mine's negative 44. Mine's
Okay.
44 millimeters to the left of the nozzle and 10 millimeters in front.
Yeah, and my probe is right of the nozzle. So you wouldn't have to have a negative number, I would imagine. It would just be
So this
zero.
is where the nozzle's going to be when the probe is probing. Not where the probe is actually going to be. So even though I've supplied the firmware with the information of where the probe is in relation to the nozzle, I still have to do the math.
Correct.
Okay, so if it's 44 to the left of the nozzle, and let's say I want it at 30-30. Okay, so let's just start here. I want it at 30-30. Okay, well, my probe is 10 in front, so that would be 40. And I'm assuming 74. And that'll give me 30-30, so if my offset's 44 and 10, right? And then I guess mesh max, I'll just do 235 by 235 because that's where the nozzle's going to be. That's the furthest I can probe on the back right. Let's just see what happens. Well, let's just set this to be a little bit slow in case it just eats itself. Dear God. Just for the record, I also do not like rep firmware, so I'm an equal opportunity hater.
That's nice.
The one machine I have left, so I had a CR10 with a Duet 2. I just parted it out a couple days ago because I didn't feel like swapping the board again. Okay, so now if I tell it to do the bed mesh command, is that going to then do something?
Probably.
Oh, it's going to do something now. Oh, no, it did not do any. So it makes no sense. Are we going to ram into the... What was that?
It'll give you the
Oh,
move
out of range. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
okay, so we couldn't validate that when I put in the config. We're going to just... This cord is relative to the probe's location. Let's just see what 30-30, or let's see what 20-20 does. So is it taking it into account? Let's see.
Yeah, it's gonna set the probe at 2020 with that.
And see, Senior, there you go. You're gonna get hidden from the channel. Bye bye. Why is this running? Why is this web? Why like is their webcam service running so shittily? Like Octoprint was running fine on here.
What is there, a delay
Is
or
it-
something?
Yeah, it's just like, let's see, update webcam. Yeah, it does not. This is very wonky. All right, console, let's try it again. Mesh calibrate. I mean, it's neat. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like there's just okay. So it does. So you don't. So you guys steered me wrong. You don't have to account for the probe.
No, I
Oh
was
wait,
saying
wait, hang on. Move out of range. You have to account for on the max.
So yeah, that's the max.
So it's thinking 279. So that would be 44 plus 235 would be 279. So I need to subtract 44 from 235. So that would be 194 on X. And then 225 on Y. Dear God. This is very fiddly. Yeah, this is, I don't care what, if the neckbeard's getting butthurt, this is not a user-friendly firmware, not even a little bit. And there's really no way to package this up like I have done with Marlin where, you know, your average person can use it. There's no way in hell to do that. You would literally have to have a specialized config. Like, you just change your sensor offsets and the config changes in multiple places. All right, let's see. Bed mesh calibrate. Let's see. We gonna do the thing now.
This is for people who want to tinker and figure stuff out.
This is for people who
not-
don't use the printer as a tool. The
Yeah.
printer's the hobby, which I get. Like, don't get. We're still out of range. 238. Wait, did I not math correctly? 238.
By 3 millimeters.
Did I? Hang on. 235 minus 44. Yeah, I didn't math correctly. This is like very tedious. Like I thought like Marlin was pretty complicated when I first got into it, but like this is rough.
The bed mesh is just the hardest part. Once you get over this, it's just downhill.
I mean,
just
this
print.
is just this, but this is like this is a pretty big like learning curve.
Why do you think I?
It's a learning curve. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Why do you
Yeah.
think I said I didn't want to like help people get it set up?
Yeah, no, we are not. Definitely not. This is like use Marlin if you want to. Go ahead. Like, I'm not ever going to do anything to stop people from like using our boards with whatever firmware they want. But like, if you're going to use Klipper, then you're going to have to learn how to use Klipper.
Compatible but not supported.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why is it stopping now? What is it bitching about now? What are we complaining about now? No trigger on probe after full movement. Did you not move it down? Like, you're literally like half a millimeter from triggering.
Oh,
Oh
put
my
your
god.
Z min position. You didn't set that. It's too low. Do
Because
Z.
the bed's tilted.
Yeah, do Z position min.
And where?
I think,
Under
like,
which
-10.
under which section?
I have like
Z
negative
stepper
5
or
on
pro.
mine.
Where is it? Is that like the probe low
Yeah, it should
point?
be
Is that
stepper
like,
Z.
Yeah.
it's on the stepper Z or the
I
probe?
think so. Stepper.
I'd have to check my computer. Let me get up. Pop,
Yeah, you have
pop,
position max. Add position min, -5.
Position min.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the default is like half.
-5. You said. -5.
That's what I have. I mean, obviously
fine.
that
So basically, a
damage
5 millimeter tolerance.
right.
Hmm.
Marlin has a, I think it's Z Pro or Z Lobe Pro Z Probe low point or something like that. Remo, we're not playing with the ball. I swear to God. Go lay down. All right, let's try this again. So it's gonna home Z. So we got Z safe homing working. Let's try it again. Here's the thing. It already knows that it's not going to fail. Why not just throw an error before it even tries to move? Like, it's so stupid. Like, why not just why not, you know it's not going to be there and it's not going to work. So why not just throw an error instead of like having to wait for it to probe to then throw said error? Like, there's a lot more like usability that can be done. I definitely need to increase the probing speed. This is way too slow. This is like BL touch speeds.
Yeah, that's slow. You can also have add sample.
And it's almost off
samples
the
and stuff.
edge of the bed. I think I gotta. What setting is that? Because I wanted like 20 something from the edge. And where are we at right now? So the max is like 225. So what I got to 220. What were you saying?
You can change the sample rates or sample speed.
Okay, let me look
Sample
at their.
something.
Hang on, let me see.
So it's the number of probes.
Yeah, because
Oh.
you're using a textured bed. I don't know.
Let me
I
see
like
bed
getting
mesh.
at least 2
Okay,
samples
so yeah, so speed is the movement during non-probes. Horizontal moves. Do they have the probing speed like the dive speed or whatever?
for it. Yeah, it should be. Let's see.
You said sample? There's probe count. Mesh min, mesh origin, mesh radius.
Yeah, it's just called samples, and it's under probe.
Oh, it's under probe, not bed mesh.
And speed is also under probe.
It's under probe. Okay, samples. And then we do sample retract disk. I think under I think 2 millimeters is what we use for the super fast probe for the easy ABL. Okay, so speed, this is, I think it's 15 millimeters a second is what they said, or millimeters a second is what, yeah, millimeters a second of the z-axis when probing default is 5. I have it set to 15. It's not moving at 15.
I have mine at 30, which is
Mine's at
kind of
40.
slow. Yeah.
Holy shit. Why isn't it going at 15? Because in Marlin, 15 is pretty quick. Like 15 is 15. Why is 15 not 15?
Because Klipper.
This is Klipper speeds.
Why is the z-separ distance, rotation distance 8 for the z, but
No, default is 5, yeah.
for z, 8 is z.
Samples, 1.
Is this actually moving the correct distances? I should probably check this. I mean, X and Y seem okay, but I could... Yeah, X and Y are correct because if they weren't, it wouldn't be homing in the center of the bed.
I have a modified Z, so I couldn't compare with what I have.
Yeah, at least
Rotation distance 8.
so like Kenneth here, I'm sure one can build a configuration file there. Yeah, at least Duet, they have a configuration builder. So you're not like kind of scratching your head here.
Like you select your board and it'll generate all the pins and steppers and whatnot.
I want to check and see if my Z is actually moving the correct distance. Get the Klipper is out. Got the Mitu Toyos. That's right, 47.38. We're going to move up 25. So that should put us at 23, 22. Yep. Okay. So Z steps are good. Why don't they just make it steps per millimeter? Like that's a standard. Why do we have these rotation distance? That makes no sense. Okay. Anyways, so we want to speed up the Z probing speed. Max Z velocity. Should this be 15? Is that it? Let's see, config reference. Yeah, so this should be 15. This is probably why the Z is not moving at actually 15 when it's homing and probing. Let's see. I wish they had quick home. Like Marlin has quick home where it can home X and Y at the same time. Still going slow. Assuming you look under stepper Z, is there an option? Stepper. Assuming maybe I just specify homing speed for X, Y, and Z. Homing speed 50 for that.
For homing speed, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I want it to go
that,
faster.
Under safe home.
Well, I do, but it's not respecting it.
What do you have?
I thought I did. I thought I had it under safe home. Hang on. Yeah, home position speed is 80. Oh, that's for the XY. Hang on. Is there there's Z hop speed? Yeah, there's no Z home. So I'm assuming. I would assume, based on how all this stuff is logically connecting, that it's going to use the speed from the Z for the homing speed under Z.
I believe you can put a definition of homing speed under any stepper X, Y, or whatever.
There we go. That's going a lot faster. Okay. Let's see. Bed mesh calibrate. I thought I told it to take 2 samples. Didn't we tell it to take 2 samples, or did I get distracted?
Distracted.
God damn it. Wait, the samples are not listed under here.
It's just called samples.
It'll be under
Is it bed mesh or probe? Oh,
probe.
wait, I think. Wait.
It's under probe.
I'm gonna blame the beer for this because I feel like we went this. Hang on, samples.
I never
Okay,
realized
there we
how
go.
much
Okay.
G-Tech ripped off the Ender 3 with the A10
Oh yeah, absolutely.
until
Everybody
Until I-
rips off the Ender 3. I brought the Voxlab Aquila X1 out to the shop, and Sean's like, "Oh, you got me another Ender 3?" I was like, "Look at it." He's like, "Wait, what is this?" I was like, "It's an Aquila."
I took my old Ender 3 control box and all the mounting matches exactly.
Hang on. Are we ready? So, where are we able to, can I control my lights from my LCD here?
Pretty sure you
Okay,
have
so
to-
there is an SD card menu on here on the screen. I mean, I don't use SD. Filament.
I think we should
Why do
take a
they
look at
have-
your height map.
Hey, let me see. I'm gonna preheat all. Is it preheating? It is. Cool. Okay, so filament. What was I doing? Oh, I was gonna see if there were any options here for
Control?
There's no LED control options on here. Yeah, this is very basic. Yeah, I mean, like, this looks prettier than this is way prettier than last time I've messed with Klipper, but it's still very rough around the edges.
Yeah.
It's cool, but like, why is this sensor showing empty now? The light's on. What the hell is going on? Did we screw up the sensor config? No, it's right here. Filament sensor, my sensor. Easy out. Can you set like preheat targets and stuff? I'm assuming you can.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay, so let's do the bed. So I'll do an auto home, and then we'll do a bed mesh, right? All right, Dusty, you wanna drive here for a sec? Tell me what to do. I'm gonna generate my mesh.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Okay, so I'm generating my. Oh, so height map shows now that we got the mesh config. So we're smart enough to pick that up.
Tim, in the top right cog, in the presets tab, you can set up your presets for that and macros.
Ah, okay. That's like Octoprint. Okay, 60. Add a preset P2G. 40, 80. So there's my height map. That looks about right. 0.2. Yeah, looks about right for that bed. Yay, under beds. So does that run? Okay, that's going to run the G29 equivalent now.
Bed mesh calibrate.
Okay, so like, cause I put Klipper on here now, I can print at super speeds, right? Just because I changed software on my printer, right?
Yeah, I think you should just start with at least 2,000 acceleration, just to see what happens.
I mean, I was running this with Marlin at like 5,000. It was fine.
Go 6.
All right, so so max Excel? Let's just do 10,000. Just fucking YOLO.
YOLO. All right, but now you have to actually do input shaper. But not.
I might have an accelerometer in my bin.
Or not the accelerometer one. The pressure
advance.
Okay, so what do we do? Just throw a value in here and see how it comes out.
No, there's actually commands to set up. Let me find the.
All right, I'm gonna do whatever you numbskulls tell me.
There's the Klipper documentation. You can follow it. And it's pretty straightforward.
You
More
sound
so
like the
than the
Discord
installation.
server.
All right, Tim, I have a suggestion. Do a shot.
All right, there you
No.
go, Tim. And screenshot.
Let's see, Benchy. Benchy. What should we set this slice to? What should I set my base speed to? Let's do 200. Say I want to do a speedboat race.
Just set it to over 9,000.
Yeah, then I can tell people I'm printing at 9,000 because that's what I sliced at, right? Because that's how it works. Okay, so what are you? Wait, is it gonna just print now? Wait, why is it?
Wait, what do you do?
Why is it printing when I upload a file? Why doesn't it just load the file?
There might be something about auto printing.
Yeah,
Although it
That's
looks
a
like it's
Klipper
already
versus
canceled it
or,
from
oh,
fluid
the.
versus mainsail thing.
Wait, how do I set my offset? There's no baby stepping. What do I do?
There
We
should be a
didn't get to
baby
that
stepping
point
in
yet.
your menu.
Hang on. Controls?
Yeah, you remember that Z offset I had of like 1.79? Like, there's steps for this. It's still somewhat the paper test, but you.
Wait, it's just doing nothing now. It should be printing something.
No, you got an error.
Oh, did I?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Max extrude. You have to add a max extrude to your config. I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fun, ain't it?
This is so
Um,
stupid. This is stuff that should just have a baseline that makes sense.
To be
Is
fair,
it upload and print? Is that what it said? I thought
Yeah.
it said upload. Oh, it's my fault.
There is an upload and print option.
Oh my
I think
god.
the config that the example config you started with is just super out of date.
Okay, so where am I? Just add this anywhere in the config file, or where?
Anywhere in the config file, I believe it's E.
No, it's under extruder.
Extruder.
The default is 4. Oh dear God! Do you hear the dog freaking out?
Yeah.
Because Chris, I got home. Okay.
Max
so,
extrude cross section. Max extrude only distance. I have mine set to like 500, so I'd never have to.
Okay, that's
deal
what I
with
want. Okay, so I'm just gonna do what you said. Save and restart. Okay, hang on. G-code files. Okay, so wait, I want to set my Z offset.
Check the cog again. There should be an option to add the offset tab. Console.
Okay. Where's this at? UI settings?
Dashboard.
Shows the offset panel.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, paper method. Is there
Paper
no
method.
baby stepping on this?
There is. It's the Z offset.
Oh, so you just do it here. Okay, so this one's gonna keep that up. Okay. We're gonna hide the upload and print button. All right, so cheat code files. Let's just. I'm just gonna do the. Okay, I can set the Z offset. I just do it live. Oh wait! I didn't do. Wait, did I do the calibration? The mesh? Does it have the mesh?
No,
Oh, God,
well,
damn it.
I'm not sure with mainsail, but with fluid, that live Z offset is not the same as your actual Z offset. That is just going to be the. It's kind of like RAM memory. It gets erased.
So
every
it's not
time
an
you-
actual Z offset. Okay.
You can
Yeah, it's a live
save it
adjustment.
after.
Yeah. I think with Marlin I had like a negative 0.65 because I calibrated a little bit closer to the bed than I normally do. What the hell did it just do? I can't. That it just rammed the head when it paused it. I apparently gotta set the pause location too.
Yes, you do, because that fucked up one of my prints yesterday.
Yeah, it definitely lost steps when it did that.
I don't know why. Yeah, it jammed into the max for me. Why that's a thing? Klipper.
I mean, it's like moving and doing basic printer stuff, but like, dear God, this is not for noobs. Not even a little bit. All right, so I'm at. I think I'm at 5 on Z. Yeah, I am. So I'm at 5 on Z. So I want to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's just. I got some coax post-it notes here. Oh, we're kind of grabbing here.
Oh, that's a good point. 007 FPV says add bed mesh calibrate to your G code and start in slicer.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. So that's basically instead of G29.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Klipper has a
learn the
thing where-
new vernacular.
Okay,
To,
click save config. Okay.
You could also just add a macro that says
Does the G29?
Yeah, when it reads G29, it will run.
That's what.
mesh
That's so. That's
calibrate.
right here. So do I need to make a macros.config file and put that in here?
I got
Yes.
one. I'll copy to you.
He has one here.
Yeah, I'll post it inside.
Forgot where mine is. Arc macro.
So basically, I just want. Okay, so just go back into the UI, go to machine, go to new file, macros.config,
but you also
and then
need to set.
paste this in here.
You also need to add a line into printer.cfg about
Include
record it,
referencing to the
include-
macros. Yeah.
Of course we do.
easy.
Oh wait, hang on. I want to do save and restart.
You did
It's
save
very-
your offset, yeah.
I told it to, but it says the current offset is 0. So There's like
It's going to be saved
0.55
in your
printer.config.
very bottom.
Okay, so I do a G29 now. It should do a. Okay. And then.
Yeah, you'll see when it starts to print, it's just going to say unknown command for like linear bands, M900, everything.
Why is the offset not showing here? It's in the config.
If it's saved in the config, then you're good. That's just the adjusted.
Gotcha. So it doesn't show you what your actual current. This is the adjusted. I've got it.
It's gonna show you 0 every,
Yeah.
as a reference.
As long as you saw it in the bottom of your CFG file, you're fine.
I mean, this is kind of cool. The little render, the G-code preview in the browser. I mean, I'll probably save this config and come back to this later, but honestly, like, I want to actually use this printer, so I'll probably put Octoprint back on the Pi and go back to Marlin. I mean, it's neat, but like, this is a bear to set up.
Once
like I said,
it is set up, it's a lot easier to mess with.
Yeah, that's the beauty of
There's
it.
a lot. Well, there's like a lot of little things that like, oh, you guys
There's
got
a
to set this
plateau on this
because I'm assuming you guys are like, it's like, oh well, you guys add this to your config. Oh yeah, this, but like, there's a lot of little things that you gotta like be aware of just to get basic functionality working.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like this reminds me of the Duet interface, and just for comparison, like I literally have. Let me see. So like this is the Daedalus running the Duet 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is literally running a job right now.
Yeah,
like, this reminds me like, so the Daedalus is config. So like this is Duet config.g.
Yeah.
No, they're very similar, but
they definitely took inspiration, aka they tried to copy it. Like,
they did more than copy it, in my opinion. I think it's more complete, at least.
Yeah, there's definitely more features. Like so here's the thing. I just use this because this is what that printer came with, and like I'm not a fan of rep firmware in general, but this is what that printer came with, and it works. So I use it as it came. But like, this is definitely not for beginners, not even a little bit. Like, and the problem is you got people that have spent all this time telling it to people that barely know how to slice a file, telling them to put Klipper on their printer, and they have no business messing with it. Like that's another source of where my disdain comes from, is like, you know, people don't understand that, hey, like, just because you can do it, the majority of other printer users, they're not going to be able to figure it out. You know, it's a huge freaking learning curve. So we're just waiting for this to heat up. I'm assuming then, so then I can, if I need a baby step, this is my baby step in here.
Yes.
Essentially. But you can't do it from the LCD?
You can. I'm pretty sure there should be
Okay, yeah, just that alone's a deal breaker for me, that I can't do it from the LCD. Like, that's a deal breaker for me. Because usually I'll start a print with Octoprint, and then I'll wait, and then I'll go over to the printer and check if I need a baby step. I can't be sitting at my computer like, but this printer is normally across the room from me. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, you can't use the webcam to do it.
What I do is I just have a tablet with a browser open.
But the thing is, I can do it with Marlin. I can do it on the screen that's already on the printer, even the basic ass screen. I have all that functionality. Like,
so
that's my
Tim,
whole point.
A couple of users are making a valid point about running nstop_calibrate.
What? I have no idea what that means.
It's Z offset stuff.
Well, I set where we at 0.55 right now. Armills is saying you should be able to do baby step on the screen. He did on his Ender 5, but that was fluid. I don't think that matters because that's Klipper on this screen.
Yeah, fluid is like
Fluid is the web
mainsail.
interface. I did know enough. Like, so mainsail and fluid, those are the web interfaces. And then you've got what's the one that sits in between Klipper and the web interface. Begins with M.
Mainsail.
What is the other one? Damn it, I can't.
Moonraker.
Moonraker, yeah. The screen can be configured to do baby stepping. Okay. Let's see how we're at. Oh, we're. Oh, there we go. I think it's pushing. Oh, you know what?
You didn't set up your extruder.
I didn't set the steps for millimeter out.
No, you didn't set your rotation distance up.
Oh, why can't we have steps per millimeter? Wait, why is there two? Why are there two printer config files now?
It's a backup.
Oh, dear God. Okay,
Tim, you're no longer the fish. You are now the boat. You have become the fishing vessel.
Wait,
Embrace.
What are you
Tim,
talking
it backs
about?
up your config
What do you think a Klipper
once you
is?
start editing them.
Jesus. What do you think a Marlin is?
Wait. Is that the thing? Like they're making a stab. The whole name of this firmware is a stab at Marlin.
Yes.
Exactly.
I did not realize that at all.
Mainsail, Klipper, like.
Okay, well this apparently is angry at me.
Paul, technically any board can work on any printer if you have enough drivers.
Well, if you have enough
Just
time.
how much effort you want to put into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do have
So
DIY
Armel
firmware
said
on
his
the site.
rotation distance was 8.146 is what he had for his tough extruder, so that's what I'm using. What is rotation distance? I want to look this up. Like,
It's
what the
just
hell?
Yeah,
It's an arbitrary phrase they made
how
up, just
much
pulled out of their
that,
ass.
Well, there is a formula to it.
There's a
There
formula.
Why can't
There's
we just
something
use steps
mathematic.
per mil? Yeah, but why can't we just use steps per mil? This just because
Search the
Mercury-
doc up top.
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is it not steps per millimeter? It's what, like, even freaking Duet uses steps per millimeter.
Probably just easier to calculate.
In the stream chat, Tim.
Okay, rotation distance in millimeter that the axis travels with one full rotation of the stepper motor. That is steps per millimeter.
Tim, check the
Wait,
chat.
no. Oh, no. That's the distance. Okay. So in steps per millimeter, how many steps the stepper driver has to give the motor to do a millimeter distance? No, I see your other thing here. If you know steps per millimeter, it's possible to use this formula to gain the original formula. So rotation distance equals full steps per rotation times microstepping divided by steps per millimeter. So microstepping divided by steps per millimeter, is that right? No. Wait. Full steps per rotation. Therefore, 200 full steps per rotation.
Yeah, that makes sense. 1.8
Wait.
degree stepper motors have 200 full steps per rotation.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so I have 1.8, so 200 steps per rotation, right?
Times my
Times 16
yeah.
divided by 410, which gives me 7 point. So 410 is usually used for the tough extruder, so we're like 7.8. So extruder rotation distance, right? That's what we're setting.
Yes. Also double check the direction.
It was extruding, so 7.8. Yeah, Brett Miller makes a good point. So rotation versus steps per millimeter, imperial versus metric measurements.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why? Like, it feels like it's just shit done just to be different, just for the sake of being different, not for any particular reason. Like, which I see a lot in the open source communities. Like, they do stuff differently just because they can.
Yeah, if you miss anything in the setup, you're fucked. It's gonna take out like.
Hey Tor, how about this? We'll do official Klipper support, and you'll be the 100%.
How about that raise we were talking about?
Well, now I can like
Torm has left the
I mean,
chat.
at least now I can genuinely be able to be like, because like it was a frustrating experience before, like 4 or 5 years ago. At this point, it's cool, but like I don't care about printing a benchy in 5 minutes. I have a life, okay? Like, like. All right, let's see if we can just get a benchy out of this before I flash this back to Marlin and put Octoprint back on the spy. I'm gonna back up this config though. Tori, you could write up though. You could write up a quick help center article about like just baseline configs for like, or baseline settings like we kind of did with the Duet for like the Klipper settings.
It's like you're gonna need the bed mesh, the C safe home.
I'd be fine with that because the Duet stuff, it's like, hey, here's a starting point. Read their docs, but you know, here's like, you know what I mean, like. Oh, hey, I think Griffin wants to be our official TH3D Klipper tech support person.
Oh, perfect. I'm good.
I'll give you his personal email and his cell phone number.
Good luck, Griffin.
My whole thing is like, yes, it works, but like Marlin works well and it's been refined. Like, I mean, I assume in a couple of years it's gonna be a lot more refined. But like what's the point at the end of the day? They both push plastic out of a tiny little nozzle.
Well, I think you should try it, at least have it on there long enough to use pressure advance. And
well, no, I want him to tune pressure advance tonight. It takes like 5-10 minutes to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you compare that to linear, you know, Marlin's linear advance, it's like,
do I got 5-10 minutes, Krista? Oh wait, you're off work tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Well, my offset's pretty good. I mean, it's chuching. Oh dear God, it is making all sorts of noises.
That's that 10,000 acceleration.
I mean, it's doing. So here's the thing. I got our Easy Flow copper nozzle in here, and there's a tough extruder, so it's got the chooch to make it push plastic. Oh dear God. We might be losing steps. Hang on.
I think you need to upgrade the soundtrack from the lo-fi sound loop to something a little bit more
high-speed metal.
I think I need to give it a little more current on the motors because we're definitely losing steps. We're losing steps for sure.
Oh, you can set that in your config as well.
I know you can set that in config. So what are we at right now? We're probably way too low. Yeah, it's losing steps. We're just gonna let it go. I don't care. We're just wasting plastic. Okay, stealth chop, run current. I mean, we're at 600. We're at 0.6. We'll go up to like 750. I do see where to set this. Yeah, we're definitely losing steps. You see that? Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
It looks like we're looks like we're losing them on the Y. We're not really losing them on the X. So I'm gonna bump the X up a little bit. Bump the Y up a little bit. Send it. Max notice like send it. What do we got for the extruder? Extruder, we're at 0.8. That's fine. Okay, hang on. We're gonna stop this. Yeah, I think we're only losing steps on the Y right now. Yeah, it's definitely Y step loss. That's it. Now mechanically, I've gone over this machine. Like, this machine is as good as you can get. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna home all. Oh wait, I guess I could just run the thing. I am gonna take out the macros. I'm gonna take out the G28 from the G29. All right. I'm gonna tell us to preheat. G-code viewer. Tyler, you see Tyler, let's fuck it, full send. All right. Yeah, we actually only lost steps on the Y, and there's actually no under extrusion. Like, it's funny. Everybody's like, oh, do a drive, and Volcano's like, honest copper nozzle and a stock hot end, and give it a good extruder to push it. You can get quite a bit of volume out of a nozzle.
That's why I'm excited about the dragonflies.
You ever see that video of CNC Kitchen just like drilling a couple of pieces of copper wire through a
Oh
M6
yeah,
there?
that was a pretty good one.
I mean, I guess the toughest part with something like that is just getting like the solder that can actually withstand the temperatures.
My girlfriend is threatening domestic violence against me. She's very angry.
She's gonna sick the dog on you.
She's gonna stick the dog on me.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go get the dog.
Where is the dog?
Outside.
Oh, he's doing something out there that he looks like he's doing bad dog shit out there. What is he doing? What? He dragged the garbage bag. This little shit.
Remo? Come here.
Uh-oh.
Crate. Go.
I was like, what is in the yard that's white? He literally took the garbage bag and dragged it to the middle of the yard and was getting ready to rip it open. Wow. He went right into his crate. He knows he fucked up.
Do we have backyard cam on access? Like, let's see this shit.
It's just a white bag.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Like, it's like doing its nice little slow purge line, and then it's like... Oh, dear God, it's so aggressive about its retracts. It's like... Oh, dear God, it sounds so angry.
What acceleration are we on?
10,000? Does that
Oh,
apply to the
dear
E?
Lord.
Does that apply to the extruder, too?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah.
It's very aggressive. I mean, it's doing it. It's just
No,
very
it'll
loud.
do it. I keep my Creality machines around or under 2,000.
I mean, I sliced this at
for
200.
safety purposes.
Okay.
Is
I didn't
Flight
turn
of the
stealth- I
Valkyries
didn't
in
turn-
public
I
domain
didn't
at
turn
this
stealth
point?
chop off. Stealth chop should definitely be off on the E. Did somebody who made the config not put? How do you turn stealth chop off? I see stealth chop threshold for the E is at 9999999.
Yeah, that's essentially how you
Go to
turn it
zero-
off. You just set
zero.
it to...
Set it to 0.
Yep.
And it'll turn stealth chop off.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's try this again. I'm just gonna turn it off on all the XY. I don't care. We want torque. Oh dear God! It is like making all sorts of. It sounds so angry. You guys can't see the camera preview, but the camera that's mounted to the bed is like having a fucking aneurysm.
I can hear it just rattling around in the background.
Huh? What? Oh, you got a burp. Huh. Hi. I got burp. Oh, she pooped!
That's perfect.
It just missed my keyboard.
Right on the bench here.
It just missed my keyboard by like 5 millimeters. You little shit. You're gonna be
So
chicken
just running
fingers.
through my head, it's just sort of like, yeah, I wonder if this bird shits on Tim midstream, and then it's just like, goddamn size of problem. It's like,
Oh my God! It pooped it like 5 millimeters. Get her out of here.
She won't poop again.
Oh, she won't poop again? What do I get to do
One
if
and
she
done.
poops again?
famous last words.
What do I get to do if she poops again? You gonna poop on me?
You get to have a delicious, like, appetizer of squab.
I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, now you're playing with fire. Now it's gonna be dribbling down your forehead.
She told me she's not gonna poop again.
Hoping,
Not gonna poop again.
praying.
It was only a little poop. It's a burp.
Come here.
Yeah, you should probably turn the ceiling fan off.
I didn't do that.
Right, the switch to the left.
Hold on.
All right. We're gonna preheat again. And okay, I turned stealth chop. So you said set the threshold to 0.
Correct.
Okay, I did that, and we rebooted.
Yeah.
So okay. All right, let's try it one more time. We're preheating. I'll just switch over to my main monitor so you guys can see the UI. Is that an evergreen gray? No, that's I think it's a monk parakeet. She has 2 condors. No, not condors. Conures. 2 conures, a sun conure and some other conure that's green, and then a.
If you
monk
had a
parakeet.
condor in your shop, it would be a very, very different stream right now.
Impressive stream.
Are those like
Fly.
big ass birds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perching
Very.
on the tops of the printers.
That's what I
could
thought. I
just
was like, wait,
imagine it.
condor doesn't sound right. I know nothing about birds. The birds came with the girlfriend. They were a package deal along with 2 cats. So the birds I now have 3 birds, 4 cats, and a German Shepherd living in the same house. We have the entire food chain.
So when does this turn into Steve Irwin 3D?
I have no idea.
Probably after a couple of poisonous snakes, maybe a couple of crocs, and a stingray.
Just add
Too
another
soon.
building to the property just for the animals. Like, this is a reptile outbuilding. This one's for the birds.
That's some Joe Exotic stuff right there. I'm never going to financially recover from this.
I'm never gonna finish. I mean, I appreciate you guys help me out. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, okay? As much as I'm dunking on Klipper, it's cool, okay? It's cool in a like tinkerer. I like just fucking with things perspective, but like,
Don't worry.
and I like messing. I like messing with things. I like screwing with stuff. I have tons of home automation stuff, and a lot of it's tinkering. But like, this is a lot. Like, the reason I wasn't a big fan of rep firmware is everything's through G code and their documentation is terrible. I will give Klipper, like, their documentation is actually pretty good. It's just like, I think because it's a very still new and emerging project, that there's going to be kind of a disconnect. But I don't know if this would ever be something that's like worth it for your average user. Because I mean, even me, like, we just printed like 60, 80 millimeters a second. Marlin works, especially with Octoprint. Like, we run Octoprint with Marlin, like, on the printers. Like, it gets the job done. You know.
Well, I'm just gonna say that, like, I got
Hey,
to
look
dip
at that!
out
Look at
here,
that! Look at that
but-
Z offset being super consistent with the Easy ABL.
Tim, I gotta jump off here, but like, if there is one thing to take away from this, there's only one person in the comments that said they lost respect for you over your.
Well, and
Clipper
I hit him,
comments.
so I never have to hear from him again. So
But I
I'm just
will,
honest. Like, I'm just honest. I think there's a lot of people that they get sold this idea of like, oh, this is cool and stuff, and then they spend hours and hours, and they just want their printer to work, and this is not that. You know, like, if you got the time, more power to you. You know, do it. But like, not everybody, like, a lot of people use their printer as a tool. The printer itself is a tool.
But yeah, man, I gotta dip out. I will catch you all
Later.
later. Have a good one.
Have a good one. This one.
How do I get out of this fucking thing?
I am gonna bump the hot end temp up just to compensate for the faster print speed. But we should be pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed with the copper nozzles. The copper nozzles do a pretty good job. I can definitely, so even with cell chop off, the motors are actually still pretty quiet. But I don't think we're losing steps. It's chooching.
It's
How's
not
that?
looking bad.
No. Should I pump the feed rate up or just let it go?
Just let it go. Should
Yeah,
be
see
fine.
what happens.
I'm gonna do a speedboat.
No, you're gonna do the pressure advanced tuning after this, and then you're gonna go for like a 20-minute bench.
On an Ender 3.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, what does this have? This has a easy ABL or easy board, solid bed mounts, tough extruder, easy flow nozzle, and like a 50-15 layer fan. I mean, it's and a dual Z kit. I mean, it's heavily modded. It's not stock. I mean, no, it's actually not looking bad.
Sounds awful.
Huh?
It sounds awful.
Krista says it sounds awful. She's our perspective of, you know, the average user, you know, not nerd. She's the non-nerd perspective. No, it's not a bad thing. Okay, do you guys? Okay, let's just look at the camera. The camera on here. Oh God, what is it doing?
You're having stroke.
Look at what. Wait, watch what it does to moves. Look at the camera on the actual printer bed.
An earthquake happening.
It's like the printer sounds like the Harley Davidson riders from the South Park episode. Alright, let's see if I can get my camera in here. The problem is like the camera arm on the printer bed is like in the way of my main camera arm. But I think this is about as good as I can get in here. And I'm printing with some coax cobalt blue. I'm actually going to reprint. There's some parts in that blue silk and they're starting to crack, so I'm going to reprint in the cobalt blue. But basically, this printer was down for a while, and I just overhauled it hardware-wise. I was like, I'll play with it. What was I going to say? So I actually have I put our titanium heat break in for the Creality hot ends.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been doing that to quite a few.
No, it's too short.
Oh my God! I took new pictures. Did you see the installation guide? When I put on this, I actually took new pictures that are clearer, and even with calipers, because it's like yes, it's shorter. It doesn't matter because the PTFE tube doesn't go all the way in it. It's all metal. But I do have some. They're actually I was able to get some bimetal ones that are the same length to avoid this confusion. The same length as the OEM ones. Bimetal, all metal heat breaks. I got about 200 of them coming in that are copper and titanium.
Yeah, Mac.
But those are going to be like the cost on those are more than the retail that we sell the titanium ones for. So.
Well, yeah, copper.
They're more of a premium. Cheap. Well, it's the bimetal part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not only the copper but the machining for it.
Yeah. I'm just adjusting the focus.
Is that so that camera is? It's not mounted to the bed, is it?
It is.
The one that's hooked up to the pot. Yes, that is mounted to the bed. It's off an arm. Why?
It's part of the solid bed mount kit.
Oh, okay.
Can't tell if it's just the lighting or if I got some under extrusion there for a sec.
I think you have under extrusion.
Maybe?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, wait. Nope, it's a layer shift. It's a layer shift. It's not under extrusion. It's a layer shift on the Y. I'm just feeling the motors. I mean, the Y is warm. I could go up a little bit higher on the torque. Yeah, it's not under extrusion. It's layer shift.
Yeah, it probably just wants more amperage.
I mean, I can give it more. We got up to 1.5 amp RMS on the 2208s on here. I have plenty of motors. I don't care if I burn one up. I have boxes of motors. Okay, well, since that's
look at
shifted...
me. I own a 3D printing company.
You little jelly?
I mean, I could just make an order.
Yeah, Tor got that. Tor can just make himself an order for $0 and send himself whatever he wants. I probably wouldn't even notice. Yeah, it's a layer shift. It was a layer shift. No under extrusion though. I will give it that. This little fucker's keeping up. Layer shift is better than under extrusion because we can just give it the more power. Give it the more power. What are we gonna do now, boys?
Pressure advanced tuning.
I'm gonna give it more power, or should I?
Yeah, I say go for a pressure advance.
So hang on, let's just drop the max XL to 8,000. I'm gonna bump the Y up a little bit, and then we'll do your pressure advance, and I'll call it night. How's that? So we'll do like it's just barely. So like, let's just do 0.9. Okay. YOLO. So what's weird is the LCD doesn't reboot. Oh, there it goes. I was like, wait, the LCD should reboot when the board reboots because it's being driven from the board. Okay, so what do you want me to do? What am I doing?
Pressure
Jesus,
advance.
take the wheel.
Clipper.org pressure advance.
I sent the
Clipper.org.
link
Or
in the
Clipper
private
3.
chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go to
hang on,
his link.
private chat. Pressure advance under pressure. Okay, so
You did break a link on the titanium hot end page I'm fixing.
so it says use a slicer generator decoded file for large hollow square. Use a high speed 100 milliseconds, 0 infill and a coarse layer height. So 0.3, and you make sure any dynamic acceleration control is okay. So basically, slices with 0% infill and 0.3 layer height. That's what I'm reading. And 100 millimeters a second. Okay, I got my cube. Ready to print?
Books. And this is one of those prints.
Does it say outer walls? How many? Does it say how many outer walls we need?
Pretty sure it's single wall.
I don't think it really matters.
Yes,
You're mostly looking at the corners of this thing.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna slice this and upload it then. Okay, so prepare. Okay, so I gotta send this then to the console. Okay. And then this command makes the nozzle travel slower through corners to emphasize the effects of extruder pressure. Then for printers with a direct drive extruder for Bowden, use this. Okay. Then print the object. When fully printed, test print looks like, okay. The above tuning tower command instructs Klipper to alter pressure band setting on each layer. Okay. All right. Well, that's neat. That's way better than Marlin in terms of tuning shit. What if Krista will want to go get some McDonald's? How many of you guys like McDonald's fries? I literally go to McDonald's just because of their fries.
And the
Well, they do have one of the best fries. Who
I
does
love
it better?
fries. Yup says he has our titanium heat break on his V6 and enjoying it very much. Yeah, they're the Creality one and the V6 one we carry are made by the same exact company. So, and they do a damn good job. Like, we started putting them on our ABS machines, and like I had to tell Sean, like, Tor, I don't know if I told you this, like, he was like, yeah, they're shorter than stock. I was like, Sean, did you read the installation guide?
Yeah, Peter was telling me about that too.
I was like,
he was talking to me about that.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like, Sean, you
RTFM.
you put it in, you hot tighten it, and then you just use a grub screw to hold it. He's like, yeah, but when I tighten the screws down, it'll push it up. I was like, okay, one, that means the grub screw's not tight, and two, you haven't put the PTFE tube in. Like, read the manual. See, here's the thing. Like, I like to build printers. I like to build printers. I like to put upgrades on. I like to do wiring, but like, this is a little much for me to like enjoy doing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but it's tedium at it.
It's very tedious. I don't find this enjoyable very much. It's neat, like I said, but like this is not like anybody who tells an average user to do Klipper, they have no idea what they're talking about, and they should not be telling people.
Right. Like, I've had my own frustrations with it. Like, I still need to figure out setting up my filament sensor because it's. I mean,
like we have like, you know, the people that are like being told to use Klipper are the people that can't even like follow the basic directions for our our unified firmware that is literally uncommenting a printer and just opening the right folder in VS Code.
Right.
Like, you know, and my whole thing is like, yeah, it's cool that you don't have to reflash the board. I set like this printer, I had not updated the firmware in a year and a half. I built it, I flashed it, and then I used it. Like, I'm not changing my
Oh,
printer every other week or
Tim,
every month or whatever.
If you accidentally upgrade to a version that's not backwards compatible, you have to reflash your board.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and it doesn't really, unless you read all through the configs or through the release notes, instead of just clicking the update button like you did. Like,
yeah, I mean, just that. There's
fuck
so
yourself.
many variables. Like, I was thinking about it. So you got Moonraker, you got Mainsail OS, and you got Klipper. That's 3 separate open source projects that are interfacing with each other, all being independently developed by different teams.
Mhm.
Something at some point is going to break. Like, I can't knowingly, like, the amount of, like, we do, I guess you'd call it version control, but, like, with our unified firmware, we latch onto a Marlin release, we tune it and get everything working and work all the bugs and kinks out of it. And we stay on that release until a major release comes out, and then we internally test it. So, like, we have strict control over it, so people just get firmware that works, you know. But like, this is the way this is structured. I can't easily set up a way for people to build configs for their particular setups like I can with Marlin. It's not possible.
The best you could do is just a general guide.
Yeah, which is what we did with Duet. Like, and Duet, like I said, so Duet's hardware, I've said before, their hardware, their boards are great quality boards. You know, the thing is, like, you can tell the documents, and the same thing with this. Like, I would say Klipper's documentation is a little bit better than Duet in terms of firmware documentation, but it was written by engineers, and engineers are not good at relaying information to normal people. Like, even I'm not perfect at relaying information for a normal person. I'm not perfect at all, but the thing is, like, I can dumb down Marlin enough for the average person to flash their printer. There's no way in hell I could do it. Like, I was watching Nero's 3D's videos before this. There's like 5 parts for just setting up Klipper. 5 separate videos that he put out a week apart. It's nuts. And then those videos are probably going to be outdated in a couple months. Like,
yeah, something gets depreciated and suddenly that value no longer applies. And
Yeah.
then everybody's getting errors, and then it's like another rabbit hole of Google searches to figure out what the hell is going on.
I mean, that's
and
the
thing
story
is,
of 3D printing in general.
I mean, like, at least, like, here's the thing, like we've had, you know, a couple bugs with Marlin and stuff, but in general, if you're downloading our firmware, like, even from release to release, we've already gone through all the headache to qualify and fix things, and, like, even though the back-end code has changed significantly, what the user sees hasn't changed really much in over a couple of years, you know?
Yeah, there's like a few menu changes, but other than that, like, if you 3D printed, it's going to be about the same.
Right. Yeah. Like, and that was my goal with the Unified, is like, so you don't have to worry about any of the backend stuff. You just tell it what printing you have and, like, simplify it as much as possible. There's no way to do this. So, like, I'm glad I played with this, even though I'm probably just going to revert this back to Marlin with a.
No, that's why I was saying no.
Yeah. This is nuts. There's, like, the only way I could see this working on a printer in, like, commercial application is if that company has set that printer up with this and they're locked in, like, we're using this version of Mainsail, we're using this version of Moonraker, we're using this version of Klipper, and it's locked in on that, and they somehow block it so the user can't update anything.
Like, if they have something come in, like, they have a print farm with all the same printer, and they have something come in to set up the config, and nobody
saying,
touches
like, a printer,
the update button.
I'm saying, like, a printer like the Daedalus, where it's already pre-set up. You take it out of the box and everything's just done.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm referring to. And the mesh compensation is working. So, because I'm feeling the Z step right now, I do feel it ever so slightly moving. I think from left to right, I'm like a 0.4 millimeter difference on this bed. From, like, left side to right side, it's kind of like slanted. I think it's my Y carriage, but it's so little it doesn't affect anything.
I kind of wanted it because I want to play with the like whatever their G28 gantry alignment equivalent is.
So I was talking with Scott over at Marlin. They are working on an input shaper type thing for Marlin. So
that'd be super cool.
I mean, I think that's and it would run off the board. It wouldn't need a Pi and everything. Like that's the other thing too. Like you have to have another board, and Pis are fucking expensive right now.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't want to hear people telling us our easy board at $120 is too expensive. You're gonna spend that on a freaking Pi these days. If you're lucky, $120
before the chip shortage, it made a lot of sense because it was also
it made a lot
the
of
needs
sense.
of it were competing with Duet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you had a Pi and a cheap board, it was like, otherwise you have to get Duet.
But the whole thing is, I could see the appeal. Like basically, like look at where is it? I think it hit it when we started the print. But like there was the processor load. I don't know if I have to turn that back on when it's printing. But like,
it's in machine.
Is it
the machine tab?
Like let's see. So like this, okay, look. This is a 120 megahertz ARM processor. So this is our board we came out with almost 3 years ago. This is a 120 megahertz ARM CPU. We're at 2% of this processor.
Yeah.
Like this, we have these fast processors on these boards, and when you use them with Klipper, those processors are doing fuck all. You would be better. You would have no performance difference using Klipper with this board, our Easy Board V1, which is the 3-year-old board at this point, versus a 10-year-old board running like a Ramps board with a 2560. The whole point of Klipper was to use the 8-bit boards as just a dumb thing to let the Raspberry Pi CPU to do all the heavy lifting, and the board just sat there going, the 8-bit processor sat there just taking commands from the Pi, which doesn't take any load. It doesn't make much sense right now when we have these 32-bit processors. Like our EasyBoard V2, that's 168 megahertz ARM processor with a mega flash. Like this compiled firmware is 26K. Like this processor, which is our previous gen board, has 512K of flash. The new one that we're selling right now has a whole freaking megabyte and 168 megahertz processor. It's kind of a waste, to be completely honest.
The one benefit they do have is that they make they compensate for the shit that Big Tree Tech puts out. You know what I mean?
Well, so do we. I can't believe how many of their customers come to us. Like, we're literally a competitor. And like the reason I put the firmware out is because we have customers that buy our other products. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I think their boards are shit, but like, I get it. Like, some people don't want to have don't have $120 to throw on a board. I'll help them out. But like some of the Big Tree Tech customers, like the ones that like demand the free help and like get pissed off when we're like, hey, like, yeah, we can help you, but like, you gotta compensate us for our time. Like, we have hourly rates. And then they get very verbally abusive. It boggles my mind. I've never had any other customer of any other board that we put out firmware. Like, we used to sell MKS boards. We still put out firmware for MKS boards. I've never had an MKS board customer come to us and berate us and tell us we're pieces of shit and they're going to trash us with reviews online because we won't give them free help. It's only been Big Tree Tech customers. It's like that company attracts a certain type of people, and like the people that know what they're doing, they're not the ones contacting us for help. They're buying the boards. They know what they're buying. They understand they're buying a cheap board, and they understand to work through the issues. But like, you got people like like Teaching Tech and Chris's Basement and all these other guys that are pushing these Big Tree Tech products. And like, at least the thing is like, yeah, we have some bias because we have our own products, but at least what we sell, we are stuck supporting, whereas they're just making affiliate money and they don't have to do any tech support on it. They have no liability. If anything, it's like, it means that we have to do a better job at putting out stuff that works because we are directly on the line for it. Whereas these other guys, they're just making affiliate money. And if you're buying a piece of crap from these Chinese companies, they have zero liability on it.
Yeah, just because their product that they got was cherry-picked from an engineer.
Well, and literally zero liability. Like, literally, if you bought a Big Tree Tech board from Chris's Basement affiliate referral, he got his money, and if it burns your house down, you can't sue him for selling it to you. You also can't sue Big Tree Tech for burning your house down. Right. Like, I'm just like, this is just hypothetical, but like the whole thing is like, I don't sell crap. Like, and it, like I said, I've said time and time before, if people's only complaint is that, our stuff costs more, I'm fine with that. Because like, people don't understand how much it costs to run a business, like to pay employees, to pay all the workers' comp insurance and liability insurances and all this other crap that it costs to run a business, especially in the U.S. Like, they have no idea, you know. But if that's the only people's complaint is like, oh, it's expensive, but we still sell them.
I'm sorry,
people
my
still buy them.
sanity costs something.
Yeah. Hey, Tor, how about you work for free so I can lower my cost on the products? How about that?
No, I tried that when we started, and you're like, no, this is insane.
Yeah, I know. It was sarcasm. I don't expect anybody to work for free. You know, like, but that's the whole thing. You know, it is what it is. We've carved out our niche, and like, yeah, it's nuts. How many people are actually watching right now? This is going so slow with this print. I guess what it does, I think I did 3 top 3 bottom layers, or maybe 4 top 4 bottom layers. I should have done like none.
What's
our Mills? So our Mills, okay, our Mills never support Klipper, and he's a big Klipper guy. I agree. Like, no, it's too complicated. And here's at the end of the day, Marlin works.
Yeah.
Like, that's at the end of the day, Marlin works. And here's the thing: you can use Marlin standalone. You cannot use Klipper without a Pi. Like, I can't take this printer to a show and pop and like. Well, actually, could I pop an SD card in and run it? But I mean, I'm not gonna have much access to it.
No, you have to connect to
network,
to the web UI.
Network. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like right there alone, like that, it's very limited. Like I said, it's cool. Like, we're getting a printout. This is farther than I honestly expected us to get. But like,
it's like it's level 3. Like, you know what I mean? And like,
this is for when you've spent a few years like messing with messing with Marlin, tinkering with printers, upgrading, failing, fixing, what have you, learning, and then you just want to try something new. You want to tinker again.
I'm over it. I mean, I was actually kind of excited, and now I'm over it. I'm done. I'm good. I'm gonna go back to Marlin. I'm gonna put Octoprint back on this SD card. And I'm gonna put this on my shelf, and I'm gonna have it print stuff. Like,
it's the same reason why Super Slicer exists. It's just you have
something
so much
different.
control that
it scratches your itch. You're like,
overwhelming.
I want to do something. And you're like, it brings you back down to earth, and you're like, okay, I'm good.
It's like, all right, this was a fun experience.
So here's the thing. Like, think about this. I'm a guy that knows my way around printers. I'm pretty good at figuring out stuff, even if I haven't touched it before. I also have 2 and 3 other guys that have messed with this before, and this was still a pain in the ass for me to figure out. Can you imagine somebody that's just on their own, like, trying to figure this shit out? Like, how long this would take them? It's nuts. Like, I made jokes about it before about like Clippers for people who have no lives, and they just like using their printer as the printer as a hobby, and that's fine if that's your thing, But like, this just kind of confirms it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, this kind of just confirms it. I will say those Restream's been pretty good with this studio setup. This has been working pretty smoothly.
Well, our Mills says you can print from SD.
Yeah, I think you can, because there's an option in here, but like,
I haven't done it, but
so my thing is Marlin
possible.
fits a lot on the screen. Like, why didn't they not put more stuff on? And like, here's the thing, like, look at this. There's no Octoprint on here. Why is there an Octoprint menu on here when Octoprint isn't even being used?
It mostly, I'm guessing,
it feels very unfinished. And here's the thing, like, these screens, like, yes, they're 128 by 64, but like, Marlin does a lot with them, a shit ton with them. So,
isn't there a config somewhere to mess with the menus?
okay, here, so SD card. So yes, you have to put it on the Pi. So here's the things so this is actually pulling from the SD card on the Pi. So this is not pulling from the SD card on the printer. So you would have, like, if I were to take this printer to a show, I would have to upload the G-code files to it before I leave. And then like, start it from here. I'm gonna look at the corners here. It says it changes at every layer height.
it should start by being really bulged and then it will go to being under extruded, and somewhere in between is the sweet spot.
It's not looking too terrible. I do think I see it changing a little bit.
You will get like sharp corners.
Yeah, you'll really notice it.
I mean, you guys saw me. I sent it the commands.
What is the speeds right now?
I don't know what do you mean?
In the dashboard, you can see the actual.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they did yeah. Duet has that too.
Yeah, I see some corner bulge.
It says 50 millimeters a second.
Yeah, I do love that Klipper actually tells you what is fucked.
Yeah, so like Duet
Pretty
says the
clearly.
requested speed and the actual speed.
Yeah.
Like Duet has that too. Like don't get me wrong, like Duet's web interface is better than nothing, but I still like Octoprint, like mainly for the plugins and the integrations and stuff.
Supposedly Duet 3.
Yeah, it's open source. I'm just David says you
Their
can absolutely
RPI.
change up the menu, but like here's the thing, like this is very much, hey, yeah, you can do this, but do it yourself. Like I don't really see a difference. I did what it said.
It can take a few layers to get up there.
Yeah.
But what? Didn't you slice it for 100 millimeters a second? Is it
I
not
did.
getting up?
So it's saying 75. Like it's jumping up to 75 and like on the straightaways. Double click the encoder and see if it brings up baby step. It doesn't do anything when I double click it. Even when I do it really fast. The big
No,
difference
I
is
don't
straight at 15
think they
to
have
20.
baby step.
Honestly, I might just cancel it. I'm not seeing too much of a difference.
Did you do both commands?
Yes, I did. The Bowden command and the first command. I did the one command. I did the where's my browser? So I did the velocity limit, quarter velocity 1, Excel 500, and then for long button extruders, use tuning tower command, set pressure, advanced parameter, advanced start, and then factor 0.020.
All right.
Yeah, that thing's got to build at least another 20 millimeters before you start.
Yeah, I think it's
Seeing
just
the
taking
range
so
of the
long because
recorder.
you put a bunch of walls on it.
How many? Yeah, that's probably true.
And you might have like a perimeter speed slowdown enabled in the slicer. That's why it's not hitting 100.
Look at the console window to see if it. Yeah, so it is changing it. I can see here. So pressure advance 0.120, and now it's 0.126. And like if I look back,
Oh
it
yeah,
was like
that's all right.
0.024, 0.012, and it's going up and up and up now every single.
Yeah, I can see that bulge in that front left corner. I mean,
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the like, shading change.
I am gonna back up the config because I'll probably go back and forth on this printer, but I do like actually need to like use this printer for like things.
This is the beauty of Klipper, that you can try it like this. Just back up that config. And
I mean, you do the same thing with Marlin too.
Yeah.
You just save your config H file and your ADV file.
I mean, if you're just doing it to test it, it's nice.
I mean, yeah, it works, but like, I'm glad I did this because at the very least, I can say absolutely not. We are not doing any tech support for this. There's way too much. The correct term is it's way too involved. Is the
already
correct
told you no.
Well, was it Peter or was it Mac that was talking about like doing more stuff? Like, I have no problem doing like what we do with Duet. Like, hey, here's how to get you going. Here's their docs. Like, you set it up as a pro because like I've had people that are like that was like they're like, oh yeah, I'm putting Klipper on here. Like, can I use your pro? I was like, yeah, it operates like an end stop. Like, it's a normally open end. Like, Easy ABL operates like a normally open end stop. So just the thing is, like, in my opinion, I should be, if somebody knows what they're doing, I should be able to tell them, hey, the easy ABL operates like a normally open end stop, and if they know what they're doing with firmware, that's all the information they should need in order to know how to get it to talk to the firmware. That's it. You know, and that's like the pin number and what the inversion I think we had to specify, which is what I had to do. Like, this is very SmoothieWare-esque. Like, yeah, so anyway, saying he got an Ender 6, he bought a BQ-H2, and all I saw was Klipper. Yeah, we literally have firmware for the Ender 6. You just got to swap the display because that stock display is closed source firmware. And you can't even use that stock display on Klipper as far as I know, right?
I think actually somebody got the stock.
There was like a stripped down. There was like a stripped down one where it's like very basic commands. It does fuck all, but like
basic, but
yeah,
they got it working.
I mean, I feel like at this point, Klipper, they're intending you to like just put like a touch screen on it or use a tablet, not actually use a screen that's being driven off the printer. Which, in my opinion, that's a little excessive. Like it's a little heavy-handed.
I have the Big Tree Tech touch screen on mine, and it has so much more control.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so much better than any of the like stock Reality touchscreens or FS or MKS touchscreens or whatever. Like, it's so much more streamlined.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the 12864 on here, there's not many options on it. Like, it's almost like they don't want to put any effort into making those screens do more things or have it like do more out of the box, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, Klipper screen is cool, but okay, so now you're spending between a Pi board and a Klipper screen stuff. You're spending like $250 on electronics to put Klipper onto your printer. Like I don't want to hear people that are buying all this stuff for Klipper. I don't want to hear them saying our $120 board that works out of the box with Marlin is too expensive. Like we actually provide tech support for it. I am seeing like slight differences with the corners, but like not anything dramatic yet.
It'll get worse as it goes on.
I mean, honestly, I'll probably well, here's the thing, like, should I even let it finish? I'm just gonna let tomorrow, like...
you're not gonna let it finish. It'll be...
Once you start seeing it under extrude,
yeah,
start seeing that little gap in the corner.
I mean, so I do see, I'm watching extrude here, I do see it doing, like, the pressure advance, which, like, because I'm familiar with linear advance on Marlin.
There you go, Tim. That's Klipper screen printing.
What? Where'd you send it?
Discord.
Discord? I've seen Klipper screen, by the way. Let me see. Yeah, no, I've seen it. It's like a little touch screen thing.
Got your little preview. It does have live baby stepping too, which is nice.
So I think my main thing is there's a lot of moving parts, so to speak, in terms of how many different layers of software involved with this, like, software and hardware. So you've got your printer's control board, you've got, if you got the Pi screen, you've got that screen running off there. You've got the 3 different pieces of software to deal with: the Moonraker, Mainsail OS or Fluid, and then Klipper itself, and then the Klipper on the Pi, and then the firmware on the board, and then all the config of all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a lot. And this is coming from somebody that likes to, like, you run it headless and use your phone. I can do that with my Raspberry Pi running Octoprint. No screen, never use it. I use my screens on my printers all the time. All the time. Like, I feel like this is a very fringe use case type of firmware. Like, yeah, it's neat, but, like, at the end of the day, I've been hearing more and more people are going to do what I did, where they're like, oh, okay, I set it up, I played with it, and I ended up going back to Marlin and Octoprint. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be able to go over to a printer and baby step it if I need to. I can't be pulling my phone out every single time because, like, by the time I get my phone out and get the web interface up and in my browser, it's probably too late. The print's already started. I've heard the Hoovid board, you can have a few bits and pieces and you have less wires going from your print head to your board. I don't care how many wires are going to my print head. I feel like there's like these straw man arguments for Klipper that people come up with, like, oh, you don't have to recompile your firmware. The last time I updated the firmware on this printer was a year and a half ago. I updated it because I changed the hot end mount and I need to change my offsets and stuff. And I want to just like update the firmware. Like, I have printers here that probably haven't been upgraded firmware wise in almost 2 or 3 years because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
You know, and do whatever you guys want to do. Like, you know, they're your machines. I'm just saying, like, as somebody that
I'm not helping you.
Yeah, like, we're not doing tech support for this stuff. Like, I'm not going to prevent you. I'm not going to like put something on our control boards and be like, oh, you know, if it detects your flashing Klipper, it's just going to say no. Like, no, do it. It's your hardware. I'm a very firm believer in it's, you know, if you bought something, you can do what you want with it. But like, you know, like, don't expect, like, we have people getting pissed off. Well, I want to put Klipper on this, and why you need to help me with Klipper? It's like, no, we're not helping with Klipper. We don't advertise anywhere that we're going to help you with Klipper. And after experiencing Klipper myself, I can for sure tell you we will not be doing tech support for Klipper. Like, you know, you're on your own. So, you know, we provide firmware that works for our stuff, which is more than a lot of the companies in this space do.
Yep. It's for someone that is experienced enough to clean up after themselves and understand that, you know, this isn't Marlin, and the way Marlin works is just, it's great, but it's not Marlin.
No, the Sansa makes a good point. There's and I would phrase it a little different. They said there's two groups here: those who actually use their printers to make money. I would rephrase the phrase from money to use their printers as a tool, and people who like to tinker. And I do agree. There are two groups, and like the reality of the situation is the group of people who use their printer as like the printer as a tool and it's not the hobby is larger than the people that use the printer as the hobby. And the thing is, the people who use the printer as the hobby and use Klipper are louder mouthed than the people that use the printer as a tool, which is why you hear more about them.
Yeah. I'm sure like Joel Telling or somebody like that will.
I would love to see Joel Telling try to get Klipper working on a printer.
It would be a
oh
good
my
stream.
god.
But like,
I would love to see Joel Telling
and
get
try to get
Klipper working on a printer.
Like, that would be cool and all, but I'm 100% sure he would never go through all his Prusas and set that up on his new print farm. He's leaving that.
007 said, I switched to Klipper because Octoprint was failing disconnecting during long prints. So here's the thing, if you're using the same exact hardware, I think that's more of a fluke type of thing or something else going on. The only time I've had Octoprint disconnect is I've had a bad USB cable, or I've had a power adapter that's going out, or I had a printer that was pulling too much current over the 5-volt rail, and like in that case I just put the power blocker on there. But like, Klipper is not going to magically fix hardware issues. So like, it could be that, you know, and I think this happens a lot, you know, like, you know, if you're working on it, you're probably disconnecting things and reconnecting things. You know, you're going from, you know, Marlin with Octoprint to Klipper with, you know, one of their web interfaces. You're probably disconnecting things. You're probably reseating cables. At some point, maybe just the cable reseating was what fixed the issue. You know, because like I had Octoprint randomly disconnected my 5 Plus, and I noticed the red LED on the board was kind of flickering, which indicates that it's not getting enough power. I swapped the power adapter out, and just for good measure, I switched the USB cable out because they're cheap. And it's been fine since. You know, correlation does not equal causation. Or is it causation does not? No, yeah, correlation does not equal causation. So, you know, but at the end of the day, the reality is like I don't need to print a bench in 5 minutes. I run my prints. I need them to be accurate. I need to, you know, be a successful print at the end of the day. That's it. This is adjusting the settings. I see it a little bit, but it's not like that dramatic. I mean, the same thing, like I played with Linear Advance with Marlin, and like there was a slight difference, but at the end I just ended up going back to no Linear Advance because it didn't make that big of a difference, and it was causing more issues than fixing them. The other thing is too, Klipper on pressure advance on the reality boards, you're gonna have issues with the extruder because those are TMC 2225s or 2208s in standalone mode, and they just freak out when you're running linear advance on them. The only reason we're able to do it on here is because these are in UART mode. Because these are 22.8s on the Easy Board V1. Because there's like a weird bug.
Believe.
Like I can't remember what it was. Something with how the pulses were delivered. And this was on a Marlin thing, so maybe Klipper found a way around it. But like there was something at the driver level.
Klipper has a way around it.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good if they did because, like Marlin with linear advance on 22.8s or 22.25s in standalone mode, they just did not work well. Like the driver would panic and shut down.
Because pressure advance and linear advance are not the same concept.
They're the same idea with totally different implementations.
Exactly.
So Marlin 119 was a one implementation of linear advance. Marlin 2 has drastically changed. Like the K factor is completely different if you go from 119 to 2.0, and I know they've been making more changes as of recent too.
The V0 and stuff.
I should have set this. You guys told me the walls didn't matter. I should have set this to one wall.
Yeah.
I see.
The V0 and stuff like the Vorons, those have pre-set up configs. So that's just downloading a config and making sure everything's right. If you have the right board.
Well, and the thing is too, as soon as you deviate from like the baseline config, so I do see the differences in the corners there. You can kind of see them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right
as soon as you add like
you're
your emulated screen, the NeoPixels, stuff like that, that's when people get like, okay, where do I go? But like it's all in the configuration reference, but that's a lot of reading, and people don't fucking read.
You're not wrong. I mean, it looks pretty good. So I do see the difference as it's adjusting the value.
Yeah, it'll get to.
I should have just canceled that. I should have just canceled this and done a single wall print.
How many walls is this? 4?
3.
Oh,
it's usually what I run most of my prints at.
Yeah, this is a single wall print.
It's a strong test.
No, I'm pretty sure I did the exact same thing when I first tested pressure advance.
Well, the thing is, it's 1:30. I gotta get going. Like that's why I was trying to wrap this up. Let's just stop this and take a look at it. Because here's the thing: tomorrow I'm gonna put Marlin back on here and flash this back to
latest
and
greatest.
flash this back to Octoprint. Like I can tell, like I've spent enough time with it already. So like it's cool, it works. Like I play with it. At least I can be like, oh hey, I did play with it. You know, not something I can recommend for your average user, but like yeah, it works. So like yeah, you can see where the pressure advance is changing the corners here.
You could you could totally see it in the stream.
Yeah, right there you can see it. And actually, right about here would probably be where I would have set it. Like whatever that last one was.
Like I found this tuning so much easier than linear advance tuning, and I actually saw a noticeable change when tuning this.
Yeah.
compared to linear advance.
So
yeah, no,
the
this
linear advanced test is like a joke in comparison to this. Where you're just,
yeah,
like,
no,
staring at
I
these
will
little
say
lines.
this is I've done linear advanced tests. Like, yeah, this is nicer. I mean, I'm not gonna do it tonight. Maybe I'll screw it. But the thing is, like, I don't see myself using this as the actual firmware on this printer. You know.
Okay.
This is really strong. I was gonna crush this with my hands, but like,
Puff, what are you doing?
oh dear God.
Oh yeah,
this is actually really strong. Dear God, I'm gonna end up hurting my fingers. This is the cobalt blue. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I don't think I can break that by hand. I mean, it's not under extruded. I do see the bulging at the end, but yeah, it's what was the last value on there? So the pressure advance was 0.306 and the smooth time was 0.04. I'm assuming that's going to save that to the config. I hit save config, so I'm assuming that's going to be my config now, because that was the last one. Is that it? Is that in here? I'm looking at my config. Bed mesh. Nope, that did not save it. 0.306
Oh, you have to put
and
in the
0.040.
pressure advance value.
Fuck you, little fucking demon.
Yeah, it doesn't save it. Yeah, so 0.3. I mean, looking at this, 0.306 looks pretty good. I could maybe go a little more aggressive on it, like maybe a point, like just getting a comparison, like a 0.2. I could probably go up to like a 0.3 or 0.4. I mean, but yeah, I have to sleep. Like maybe I'll screw this tomorrow. I don't know. I'm so torn. I mean, I've already confirmed I'm not going to be doing much with this. I am going to save my config and like, Tor, do you want the config?
Oh, sure,
Or
we can post it for anybody who watches the stream and like wants to play with it themselves on the board. We can post the config.
Yeah, no, I am. Printer got config.
They're on their own, but
I'll send it to you on Discord, Tor. Well, I mean, just the thing, like, you have to specify, like, the USB port ID and everything, and it's, like, you got a serial number in there. Like, I can't just be like, here, use this, and it'll connect to your board.
No. This
else
will just be, this is what we use. If you're using Klipper, you have to set up your own stuff.
Yeah, read the Klipper documentation.
RTFM. This is just what we got working with the Easy ABL and stuff, yeah. All right, I'll download that and play with it.
I wish, like, they clearly have done a lot of work on this. Like, why not take the extra time to like just user optimization? Like, hey, set an edge setting like Marlin does for the bed probe settings. Like that saves a ton of time. Like, you know, and like, here's the thing: if it's all driven from that config file, they could easily make that all configurable through a web UI. That then generates a file.
Easy. It's made to be.
Oh, so they're gatekeeping.
Well,
because that's what it kind of feels like.
Probably, a little bit in a way. I
mean, think about it. That's what it kind of. I'm not gonna lie. It's what it feels like. Like, oh, like you got to be smart enough to do this, and
yeah.
I feel like any YouTubers making videos on Klipper, you should put a preface that like, hey, this is not for new users, and especially not for people that don't like reading
teaching
like documentation. Like,
I think Teaching Tech did have like a little like disclaimer, like this is not for new users.
I mean, so here's the thing: at the end of the day, this versus Marlin, what do you really get over Marlin other than faster printing?
Finer tuning, because you can go into input shaper. Next,
I understand there's more tuning. I'm not arguing against that. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, once your printer is being used to print stuff, what benefit is it really giving?
Faster speed. Better quality at faster speeds.
Yeah.
But with the cost of your time.
Oh, it's a ton of time. And then if you're saying you guys are the ones who said this, like if they do an update and like you have to redo the config.
You have to remake the config in the Pi and reflash the board. It's not often, but
it's often enough to be annoying.
Yeah, for my Delta, I put the MKS SGNL V2 in there. And that doesn't have the same. It has the same hole mounting, but it doesn't have the SD card slot.
Yeah.
So when I updated, I had to rip the entire fucking thing apart to remake after remaking file. Like, if you put like some aftermarket board or anything like that, and it doesn't match up, you're kind of screwed.
It takes a lot more work.
I mean, I do want to just point out that, like, you know, if you have one of our boards, you don't have to deal with, like.
Yeah, that's why I haven't put it on.
There you go. So here's the build I made for this printer for this one earlier, and now there's my firmware.bin, and I can just take this and
like, and look, it's Marlin.
Put this back on.
Just rename that one Klipper. Oh.
I'll just generate a new one. It wasn't that hard to generate a new one.
I know, but you could have just renamed it Klipper and have it with the config. So if you wanted to switch back.
I can do it, but again, like, honestly, like, I'm glad I played with it, but like, I don't, like, unless, like you said, like,
now you can confirm, you know, we're not.
So
like
my assumptions were correct. My assumptions were right. This is a firmware for people who the printer itself is the hobby, like, which is fine. Like, if that's your thing, that's fine. I'm not trying to dunk it, but the reality is the majority of people buying printers, especially nowadays, that's not the case. Like, you know, like, even myself, like, I use my printers as tools, and yes, that sometimes means, like, I'm making parts or making stuff for the business, but I'm also making stuff for myself, for my own projects. And there we go.
It's, you want a functional printer and not a tinker toy.
Yeah, I want a functional printer, and I think a lot of people go through that. Like, I think a lot of people go through that phase where, like, and I went through it too, like, where you're messing with the printer, it's fun, you're tinkering, and then at a certain point you're just like, I just want to use it to print stuff, you know, like, and a lot of the stuff that, like, I do with, like, the company and the products I put out is, like, trying to get stuff to a point where, you know, you're not having to spend hours and hours of time. And a lot of this stuff, like, especially with this, is like, if you have a question, like, you literally, you're going to, you know, a Discord server or forum or something and trying to get help from random people on the internet, you know. So, like, it has its purpose, but, like, yeah, it just confirmed, like, absolutely not going to be doing any sort of like tech support on this stuff. But, like, yeah, just writing, like, a little bit of documentation. But the thing is too, like, how long is that documentation for this is going to be good before they change, like, the config layout or change, like, variables for, like, the probe setting and stuff, and, like, then we gotta update it, you know. Like, that's the thing, like, if we put that out, we try to then keep it updated. We just usually put a note, like, do it stuff. It's like we have a note saying, hey, this was made on this version, if something changed, let us know. You know, then we try to update it, you know. But, like, it really baffles me, like, that people even ask, like, does Easy be able to work with Klipper? If you're competent enough to be installing Klipper, you should be able to answer that question yourself if you read their documentation.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but, like, that's the reality of the situation. Like,
when people ask me about it, I send them to the configuration reference. Everything they need is in the configuration reference.
Yeah,
If
I mean, that's the whole thing.
Figure it out from there.
You shouldn't be messing with it. If you can't figure out how to set up the probe,
it's really for people that can learn on their own. And yeah, if you have to ask about it, might not be the best thing for you.
No, absolutely not. And I was able to flash right back to Marlin, so there's no issues there.
Like, if you really have issues with, like, unified firmware, THC, whatever, you have, and you can't figure out Klipper on your own, flash the stock firmware and just fucking print. Stop messing with shit, stock firmware, and pray it's not buggy.
Yeah. Like, I will say though, this is the first time we've been using Restream's, like, Streamlab competitor. It's actually been really, we haven't had any issues with it. It's been pretty good.
Seamless on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I said it's been seamless on my end.
Oh yeah. I can't sit down because my cat took my spot.
Well, but Belina Etcher just finished, and just like that, I'm back on Marlin, and Occupy's booting back up on my Pi. I saved my config file, so if I want to play with it again, I can. But I appreciate the help. Like I want, it's one thing for me to be like, oh yeah, this seems like a hobbyist thing. It seems like a tinker type of thing. And then now I've actually gone through it and like, okay, yes, my assumptions were correct. And, based on other people and stuff. So what time is it by you guys? I know you and Tor, you're in Hawaii. Tor's in California. 8:45? 1:48.
I haven't had dinner yet, so.
Midnight. I haven't had dinner yet.
Should I just like order you some Uber Eats or DoorDash, Tor?
No. I'm
Huh?
cook something. I'm actually gonna cook something here in a minute.
I've actually been doing Blue Apron for about 2 months now. It's been really like I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, if I go out to eat, I'm spending like $26 to $30, like for 2 people. And Blue Apron comes out to be about like $10 to $11 a person, so like $20 to $22 a meal. And like then I don't have to plan on meals, so I do like 3 meals a week. And their food is actually like I have not had a meal that I didn't like. Like there's been some that's like, it's okay, but like it's been great because it's like it gets rid of the like, oh, what are we gonna make? I don't know.
Right. It's like you have these options, and these are your options.
And for you, like I know it's just you, Tor. Like you can make one, and then boom, you got leftovers. You got 2 meals for yourself.
Well, I actually did do HelloFresh, pretty much the same thing.
I tried HelloFresh. I wasn't impressed with them. Don't do Blue Apron wine though. It looks like they're full-size bottles. They're not. They're like literally half size. I'm not a big wine person, but Krista likes wine, and I was like, we'll try it. And like we got them. I was like, man, $65 delivered for 6 bottles of wine. That's not terrible. And then we got them, and they're like half bottles. Like this is bullshit.
That's why.
I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good, but there was way too much food. It ended up being at the end of the week, I would have like an extra bag or 2 because all the leftovers would pile up.
Yeah, I mean it's up to. I mean I do the 2 thing. I do have like I'm looking here because they give me 5 free boxes. Yeah, I've got.
I'm not against trying it again, but
send me your email or anybody if you're on Discord. Send you that. I mean not affiliate with them. I just really like their service. Like their food's been great. Like I've been very happy with it. So,
I get
and I think you just like if you don't want it, you can just like cancel it or something.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, give a free box. Yay! I sent one to Doug too. So
normally the food is really good, and it's like stuff you wouldn't do normally on your own for the most part.
Yeah, and the thing is, so you can save the recipes, and then like
just go buy the crap you need.
Yeah.
Okay, so just like that, my printer's back running Marlin, and Octoprint's back up. What was that, like 10 minutes? And I guarantee you everything will work. Like, I might have to clear the cache. Like the pie, I noticed the pies get weird when you like switch. It's because it's the same IP and there's like cookies and stuff that are cached. But yeah, just like that. I mean, the only thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set I did a stream earlier today where I changed my camera. So, boot.
Also, I'm pretty sure your what's it called? Filament sensor's not set up in Klipper.
My what?
Oh yeah, the filament sensor.
Yeah, because all the macros weren't there.
I have.
Wait. So in order for the filament sensor to work, you would have to have macros in.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to like set it all up
stuff.
too.
Okay, but that's not Marlin has defaults. Like they should have. Have
like
defaults
Marlin
for that shit.
Marlin takes into account like the bed size or the printer area size and all that. No, in Klipper for all the G code or all the filament sensor stuff, you have to set all those up.
See, they should just have that set up
to you so you can see.
But like here, look at so you saw it was like really shitty frame rate with the Klipper interface, like the same exact pie, same exact camera. And like here's what I like. I don't know if I showed you this. Like this is our camera we sell. I am actually manually adjusting the focus here so I can get it exactly where I want it on the printer.
It's so nice on the Ender 5 because you can put it on that front crossbar. And
On the corner? Yeah. I do them on the corner.
It's a whole printer, yeah.
Like, I mean, this is all the setup that's it. I'm literally ready to print now. Everything's done. Like, like it's that quick to revert. That's why I was like, I'll play with this one because, like, if I don't like it, then, you know, I can just do it. So, what hero mounted? This is not a Hero Me. This is the Red Squirrel. He started charging for things now. He's got kind of like some weird like Patreon thing going. I like the Red Squirrel because it's literally 3 parts. The auto bed leveling mount, which this uses a Hero Me Gen 3 mounts.
Isn't it the same guy who does Hero Me?
No, and this is the Red Squirrel. So this is one piece for the whole duct, the whole body, and then the strain relief. And then there's like a little piece in the back that the 5015 fan clips onto. I've been doing that on most of my printers because it just works. So, but I mean, like, yeah, this is ready to go now. And I'm gonna weld my arcs there, and like, got my displays working. So
Display's working out of the box without any extra configuration needed.
Yeah, I think the main thing that kind of was like, wow, it was like, yeah, I'm going back to Marlin. It was like just the fact that the filament sensor is not the basic settings. Like, have a baseline setting just by default. Like,
they do have something.
Am I using a V6 or regular Creality hot end? So I have the Creality hot end in here with our titanium heat break installed. And then I still run the Tough Tube even if I have a titanium heat break because I want that tighter internal diameter. And then I've got the Easy Flow copper dowels on here. Like, this printer is basically maxed out with all of our upgrades. It is an older board version in here, but like the V1 Easy boards are still great boards. Like,
I pretty much have the exact same printer.
Yeah.
Like the Big Tree Tech TFT and all.
Yeah. I mean, I'll leave the TFT on there until it dies. I just put it on there because that's what was in my drawer. I was like, well, this has been sitting here. I might as well throw it on a printer and use it. I bought it, you know.
I like it just because the entire screen doesn't glow and you can set the colors. Like, that's all I use it for.
Like, so here's the thing. I mean, I have one of my testing machines now. So I bought 2 of them. One's on my test rig just for testing it. I don't even have the serial connection hooked up. Literally, all I have is the 12864 hooked up. Like,
oh no, I use the serial connection for the.
I don't. I think I have it. I'm pressed. I don't even.
If you have no, you have it on the Easy Neos.
Yeah, I have the touch. I have the touch mode enabled, but it's not hooked up. It doesn't do it. I only have the touch mode enabled so I could set the color.
Yeah. Of
the screen for the look how fast it's going. You like that, Dusty? Like that, Dusty? You like how fast it's probing, Dusty?
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Now we're gonna.
Speed Racer.
Yeah, Speed Racer. I'm gonna set my offset. I mean, yeah, that I say is like I was able to revert everything I did in like what 10 minutes, including
not even.
Yeah. I wish I had more time to like kind of like monetize our Easy firmware site for use with other boards. Like, I feel like that's such a kind of like a killer app, so to speak.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So. See, this is the thing about the emulation, like, it's weird sometimes. Like, I'm pressing the button, and it's not doing the thing.
What is it supposed to be doing?
I was trying to get the baby step to go.
Like,
I don't have
you have to like triple click to get it up instead of double click.
is it being stupid? See, it's stuff. It's weird stuff like this that makes me like. It's like I like the screen's a cool idea, but then like it does weird stuff like this. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I don't want to sell them. Like,
Yeah, it's like, what am I going to tell a customer? It's like, why is it doing this? Like, well, it's...
I don't know. It's just what it does.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, yeah. I'll probably put a reality screen back on here. But hey, we're there we go. We're not shaking the printer apart, but it's doing the thing.
Yeah, my ender is just send a file to it, print from, do everything from Octoprint, and it's good. It has all the upgrades from us on it.
I mean, I basically just use the
LCD
for. I basically just use the LCD for baby stepping. That's about it.
Exactly. Like if I ever need baby stepping on this machine. And so that's why I'm fine with it having the big tree text screen.
And just as I said that, it like, what the hell did it do? It just like
stopped.
I'm probably just gonna switch this screen out. This is what I'm saying. Like, it was working great, and like, I just wanted it to like update, and it wasn't. And the thing is too, like, it's doing that emulation, like, and that's the experience I had with the what's the word I'm looking for? With the one on my test machine. It's like it works great for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just stops working correctly. Like, I don't know why, but it doesn't happen with the actual real 12864. But whatever.
Legacy or legacy support, yo. It is the best.
See, like, I've never booted it, like, it's responding super fast. Like, it's something with their firmware, like, it just decides, like, hey, we're just gonna stop responding fast now or something.
Alright, boys, I gotta head out. My dinner's ready.
Yep.
Right.
I was gonna say I'll wrap the stream. It was fun hanging out. Everybody,
later.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching this interesting stream. So
Delve into Klipper and delve right back out.
Yep. I mean, I saved the config file. It wouldn't be hard for me to set everything back up again.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I will see you guys later, and hope you guys have a good weekend. Ciao,
You
ciao
as
for now.
well. Talk to you later.
Bye, Tor. Bye, everybody.
Peace.